Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Kung saan man kayo ngayon sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo, purihin natin ang ating Panginoon na nagbigay sa atin ng isang espesyal na privilege upang patuloy nating alamin ang kanyang mga instruksyon at prescription para sa ating generation. Napag-aral natin sa previous na ating episode ay tungkol sa the lamp that we call peace. Yun ang pinaka-immediate na episode. Doon sa episode na yun, doon natin matunghayan bakit talagang sinabi ni John the Revelator, "When I saw the woman drunk in the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs, he wondered and admired after the beast." So it talks about the lamp, mga pangwakas. So bilang mga Kristiyano, mga followers of Jesus Christ, yung sinabi niya sa ating previous episode na, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." What is the way of Christ today? The way of Christ today is all the way of the closing. What is the truth of Christ today? The truth of the closing. What is the life of Christ? What is our life today? It's the truth of the closing. The way, the life of the closing generation. Kaya ang kailangan natin ngayon, mga kaibigan, ang God's closing prescription. Ang source lang talaga niyan, yung Bible. Na yun ang pinagbatayan ni Kristo na it is written. Dahil pangwakas na henerasyon, pangwakas na daan, pangwakas na katotohanan, pangwakas na buhay, apocalyptic life. Dahil sa ating closing apocalyptic generation, we are so blessed na si Kristo mismo ang nagbigay physically ng kanyang prescription na pangwakas sa pangwakas na henerasyon. As a matter of fact, sa isang sulat, sa isang komentary ng Biblia na mabasa natin sa page 954, volume 7 of the SDA Bible Commentary, sinabi, "The instruction to be communicated to John was so important that Christ came from heaven to give it to his servant, telling him to send it to the churches." It was an specific instruction that he specifically came to planet Earth to deliver physically the message. So ganun kahalaga ito, mga kaibigan at mga kapatid. Kaya may sinabi ang kanyang salita sa Salmo 119:105, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." David who wrote this text. Kaya sinabi ni Isaiah sa Isaiah 8:20, "To the law and to the testimony." Ano yung batas? Ano yung testimony? The law is an instruction. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So let us be clear on this line and these biblical principles. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, there is no light in them. So what is really the word of God for this time? Kasi pwede naman gamitin yung word of God na sinasabi sa napakalipas na, pero yung intensyon sa panahon ngayon, the word to make it relevant. So natin maintindihan, halimbawa, na pag-aralan natin sa nakalipas na episode, sinabi niya sa Revelation 21:5, "And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new." So paano nagkaroon ng gera tungkol sa tekstong ito? Kasi si Kristo nagsabi na babaguhin niya ang lahat ng mga bagay. Kaya yung pagbabago na yan, ang kaaway naman ay ang tao. No? Ang tao na hindi napagkaluuban ng Panginoon, ang tao na hindi sang-ayon, ang tao na may sarili, makasarili o pangsariling galaw, movement, ay talagang gagawa din siya ng new humanity. So ang ating kaibigan na isang mahalagang kontribusyon sa mundo ay nagbigay sa 1996, April 7, sa Easter message na napag-aralan natin sa napakalipas na episode, ay talagang napakaganda yung sinasabing new humanity. Sa new humanity na yan, dito nakaukit o dito rin tumatakbo ang movement ng pangwakas na henerasyon. Kaya nandito sa ating generasyon ang tinatawag na New Age movement. Isang filosofiya. Ano ba yung filosofiya? No, man's way of understanding life. Dito sa filosofiya ito, dito pinatakbo yung New Spirituality. Yung New Spirituality na napag-aralaman natin sa nung nakaraang episode ay the ecumenical world, religious pluralism, the New Age health, the New Humanity, the New Age business design, ay napag-aralan natin yan, kapatid. Kaya sa pangwakas na movement na yan, sa isang tao na nagsasalita, the New Humanity, ay napakalaking papel niya ang kanyang ginampanan. Kaya malaki din ang naisulat ng Biblia tungkol sa kanya. Kaya ang it is written, sapagkat 2,000 taon hinintay ito, kapatid, nang hindi siya pinayagan. Hindi pinayagan ang kapangyarihan ito. Pero in that appointed time na sinulat ng Biblia, ay nandoon. Sa isang panahon, umapak siya. Sa Time Magazine, tinawag siya the Pope in the Holy Land. Sa kasaysayan at takbo ng ating mundo, ay matagal talaga na hininanais na sila'y tatayo, titindig sa lupang banal. Pero it just happened right on time according to the Word of God. Kaya sa statement niya na nakatayo siya, I set foot in the land where God choose to pitch his tent. Kaya dito natin matutunghayan at dito natin ma-appreciate yung grasya ng Panginoon sa atin. Yung grasya ng kaalaman. That we will grow in grace, in the knowledge of Him. Kasi sa knowledge na yun, sinulat niya, ibinigay niya 2,000 years ago. 2,500 years ago. Sinabi talaga niya that stand up. Stand in. Sa river na yan, stand up ang ginamit na praise, na words. Sa Mount of Olive, ang ginamit ay stand in. Tapos sa island, one is. 5 are fallen, one is. So napakahalaga na bakit kailangan natin talaga sa ating henerasyon. Kung ano man ang ating relihiyon at denominasyon. Kahit ano man ang antas. Kaya dito natin makikita yung words like stand in, river. Bakit yung river will stand by itself? Because the truth stands by itself. The Mount of Olive, the island of Patmos. Itong Christ's closing instructions. Truth stands by itself. Hindi na mahirap, kapatid, na hanapin mo pa kung saang source, saang quotations. Kadalasan sa ating mga previous generation, saan yung quotations na yan? Saan galing yun? Sinong nagsulat noon? Hindi na, kapatid. Ang mata na lang natin ang kailangan. Because our eyes will see the truth itself. So we are so blessed ang generations natin. Hindi na hirap. Hindi mo na kailangan saan ang source noon. Ilang bibliography ang kailangan mong basahin, kapatid. Saan natin hagilapin? Sinong mga scholars? Kapatid, sa ating generation, the word of Christ will stand by itself. Bakit? Kasi yan ang reality. Hindi mo na kailangan, kapatid, kasi mababasa mo. Halimbawa, bigyan ka ng example. Yung sinasabi sa Time Magazine ngayon. Hindi naman natin pwedeng ipagkailan na yan ang katotohanan. The New Roman Empire. Sipin mo. The New Time Magazine. Pagbasahin mo yan, dito mo maintindihan na yung akdang panahon na babalik ang kapangyarihan. Yung tinatawag na restored power. Dito. So pag nakita natin yan, kapatid, nakita natin yan na mga kaganapan, kasi sinabi ni Kristo ang verb na ginamit, you will see it. When one stands, everybody will see it. God is an omnipotent God. Omnipresent God, omniscient God. Alam niya na kung ano ang maging reaction sa generations na makakita o sa generation na sinabi niya blind and naked. Bakit, kapatid? Kasi after He described the prescription, binigay agad ng Panginoon ng instructions. Pag-aralan natin noong nakaraan, when you shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. The next verse says, let them which in Judea, be in Judea. flee into the mountains. Bakit may instruction ang Panginoon to go to the mountain? Bakit kailangan nating pumunta doon? But God knows. Alam niya. Hindi niyo ba naramdaman na halos lahat ngayon ng tao, the intellectuals of modern times, no, the millennials, ay mayroon silang interest papunta sa bundok. Kaya nga sa ating generation ngayon, maraming ginagawang institusyon sa bundok. Mga retreat centers, resorts, wellness centers, doon talaga itinatag sa bundok. Hindi niyo ba alam? Most of the expensive properties today are in the mountain. Pero napakaswerte ninyo, kapatid. Yung isang relihiyon, isang iglesia, na mayroong isang tagasulat, na isang nagtestimonya siya sa kanyang sulat. Yung sinasabi na in 1902 sa sulat niya, ang pangalan niya si Ellen G. White. Nagsulat na siya na look for a place in a countryside and plant. Alam niyo mga kaibigan at mga kapatid, 1902 pa yan. Kung the past 50 years sinunod yan ng mga kapatirang ito, they will become the richest people on earth. Because 50 years ago, yung lupa na yan sa bundok ay mura lang, kapatid. Very cheap ang kanyang price tag, 50 centavos per square. Minsan nga binibigay lang niya noon. But amazingly, today, skyrocketing prices of the lands na nasa bundok, kapatid. So inunahan na pala ng Panginoon ang mga anak niya. Flee into the mountains. Maliban doon sa mga, alam na natin, na mga influensya sa syudad. No? The evilness that creeps into the city. So dito natin maintindihan na alam ng Panginoon yung concern natin. Pag tayo in-instruction na punta sa lugar na yan, o an elevated bundok na yan, ang concern talaga natin, may kurinti ba doon? May pagkain ba doon? So yung luxurious living ng last generations, which is particularly in the city, ay gusto nating dalhin sa bundok. Gusto nating dalhin yung conveniente na yan. Pero God knows 2,000 years ago na yun ang concern mo. Kaya nga sinabi niya sa verse 17, Matthew 24:17, let him which is on the housetop not came down to take anything out of his house. What does it mean in our time? Literally and symbolically. Symbolically, my friend, because house, kung ano ang nasa ating tahanan sa loob nito. Bakit ayaw ng Panginoon, you take anything out of your house? Because most of our life, lahat ng ating mga pagsisikap, lahat ng ating mga concern, lahat ng anything that make us convenient, binili natin yan, nilagay natin sa loob ng ating tahanan. Because this is the place, the most important place in our human existence. The house. Sa loob ng bahay na nandoon lahat yung luxurious natin na gusto nating mapangawakan. Pero when you're on the housetop, viewing the movement of the story of redemption at its finally close, mangwakas na ito. Nandyan ka na sa movement na sumunod ka na sa instruction ng Panginoon. You have to get out. You have to go to a certain place. Flee. Ang gagawin mo, kapatid, huwag mo nang hanapin yung conveniente. Do not take anything out. You just leave it. Because we are moving forward to meet Christ. Kasi may inihanda siya na mas higit pa sa mga bagay na ating pinanghawakan sa mundo ito. Do not take anything. So, minsan sa atin, hindi ako makapunta. Alam ng Panginoon yung dahilan bakit hindi tayo makasunod sa instruction niya. Remember, our life must abide in His Word, in His instructions. So binigyan agad tayo ng advanced information ng Panginoon kung ano ang mga naging hadlang ng atang hindi natin pagsunod. Kaya ang kanyang instruction, do not take anything out of your house. Ganun lang kasimple yan, kapatid. Stands by itself the truth. Ilan sa atin ang hindi makarating na hindi sumusunod? Alam mo kung sinusunod lang talaga natin, we can be the richest people on earth. From 50 centavos, magkano lang 20,000 pesos. Puntahan mo lang yung kapitbahay nating lugar. Halimbawa, dito sa Manila, sa Tagaytay. 30 years ago, magkano ba ang lupa dyan? Sa Laurel na yan. Overlooking Taalay. Magkano lang? 50 centavos lang ang ano dyan? Ang per square meter. Pero ngayon, 25,000 per square meter. What a missed opportunities. Ang Panginoon na hindi nabigyan ng instruction, na hindi makabubuti sa atin, especially sa movement ng proclamation, especially na pinag-usapan natin yung resources daw natin. Hirap tayo makaproclaim kasi wala tayong pera, wala tayong resources. What makes us poor? Because we disobey. We do not follow Christ's instruction. Ang kasunod na verse niyan, kapatid, isa ba? Neither let him which is in the field, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Sa mga sumusunod sa kanya, sa instruction niya, nasa field of preparation ka na. Huwag mo nang balikan para kukuha ka ng iyong damit. Return back to take your clothes. What does it mean, my friend? Ano bang representation? Bakit importante yung clothes? Sa atin, napakahalaga. Pinagsikapan natin yan eh. We burn candles with perspirations. We spend money to get the professions that we want. The crown, yung sinasabi natin, the world's crown, jewels of the world, yung ating edukasyon, yung profesyon na ating hawak. Minsan sabi natin, nandoon na nga, pero dapat ganito ha, kasi doktor ako, engineer ako. Pero sinabi ng Panginoon, huwag mo nang dalhin yung damit mo. Do not take back the clothes, the professions. Di ba sa atin ngayon, ang professions, ang damit ay may simbolo ng professions. Halimbawa, pag engineer ka, pag doktor ka, anong uniform mo? Di ba? Pag lawyer ka, dapat ganito ang pananamit natin. These are the dynamics of a life. Pero God is simplifying to us. Do not take your clothes back. At dito ngayon ang pinakamaganda, kapatid. Verse 19. You open our Bible in verse 19. As you open it, you have to pray silently. Verse 19, it says, and who unto them that are with child. Paano natin i-connect? Yung prescription niya, makita niyo, tapos isinunod niya yung instruction, tapos nagbigay pa siya ng mga detalye kung paano tayo susunod sa kanya na hindi tayo mahadlangan. At sinabi niya dito, and woe unto them. What does it mean, woe unto them? And this is the verse na binigyan niya, woe, kawawa kayo. Woe, it's a negative word. Woe unto them that are with child. That are with child. Bakit ba kung may anak ka, bakit naging cursed na ba ang isang tao na may anak? Woe unto them that are with it. In connection to that instruction. Huwag tayong lalayo, kapatid, kasi may instruction. Pero siya, woe unto them that are with child. Bakit, kapatid? Gaano ba kahalaga ang instruction ng Panginoon? Na ang hindi sumusunod, binigyan niya ng woe. Woe unto them. Tapos nakakunik sa bata. That are with child. Remember, kapatid, this is a present participle. That are with child. 2,000 years ago, alam na ng Panginoon yung mga rason natin. Ang mga rason natin ay dahil sa ating mga anak, hindi tayo pwede makapunta sa instruction niya, makasunod. Hindi tayo pwede makapunta sa bundok. Hindi tayo pwede maka-country living kasi may mga anak pa tayong maliliit. Ginawa nating pahadlang. Ginawa nating rason ang mga bata, kapatid. Alam niyo ba, ang bata ay blessing? Sinabi nga ng Panginoon, unless you will have the heart of a child. Yung bata, kapatid, nagsimbolo yan. Sa ministry ni Jesus, napakahalaga nga ng bata. Kasi ang bata nga, ang bata na yun, dahilan na nakakain sila. Bago pa nagkasala ang tao, sinabi na ng Panginoon, go to the world and multiply. Bakit marami nag-iisip na, bata ay maging ano? Kapatid, hindi yan ang ibig sabihin. Woe unto them that are with child. Kasi ginawa nilang rason na hindi sila makasunod. Tapos ang kagandahan pa nito, unto them that give. Hindi sinabi lang, unto them that sat in those days. That give, siyang nagbibigay. Maraming mga tao na hindi makasunod kasi marami pa akong pinaaral, marami pa akong tinulungan. Christ is very concerned our personal relationship with Him, our personal obedience to Him. This is a statement of Christ that talks our relationship, personal relationship. Because salvation is a personal, it is not a corporate act. It is a personal act. Personal obedience to Him. So mga kaibigan, kahit anuman ang relasyon natin ngayon, anuman denominasyon natin ngayon, kapatid, let us simply understand the truth that is existing. Because Christ as an omniscient God has foreseen our concern and our reasoning. Alam na ang Panginoon yung rason sa mga hindi sumusunod. At ito pa ang verse 20. But pray, ito na sa mga sumusunod. But pray that your flight be not in the winter. Take the word in verse 16, flee. Tapos dito, flight. Ito na, it is a presumption of a truth na ito ay sumusunod. Mayroon ang pagsunod eh. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. What is winter? Ito bang instructions na ito, hindi pwede sa Pilipinas kasi walang winter time tayo. What does it mean by winter? Winter is a freezing time. Freezing time means you cannot do anything. All you have to do is stay where you are. Stay in your home. But pray that your flight be not in the winter. Bakit? Kasi alam ng Panginoon na marami ang susunod sa instruction niya sa panahon na freezing time na. What do you mean by freezing time? Sa ibang episode natin, i-discuss in details. Ano ang movement ng globalization that freezes the people of God in following His instructions? Neither on the Sabbath day. Ang galing, ang ganda nito. Neither on the Sabbath day. Alam mo kapatid, Friday is a preparation day. Sabbath is a day of the Lord. Ayaw ng Panginoon, kapatid. Ayaw ng Panginoon. Na nagsaka pa tayo susunod sa Kanya. Saka pa tayo susunod sa Kanya, kapatid. Kung nandyan na. Ano? Sabbath time na. Saka na lang ako susunod, saka lang ako pupunta. Kung ganito na ang mangyari, kapatid. That's man's late obedience. What a blessed generation. The millennials, the Z generations. You and me as part of it. For those who are the baby boomers that were born 1960s, 1940s, 1950s. So napakabait ng Panginoon na binigyan tayo 2,000 years ago ng instruction, tapos nagbigay pa siya ng ating mga possible reactions, kapatid. Napakabait ng Panginoon na talagang itinatag niya ang pangwakas. In-establish niya yan sa river, mount at island. So napakalala natin yung una nating, in the last episode, yung sinasabi doon, yung movement ng kings. Movement ng kings, kapatid yan. Identification of kings. Kaya dito natin makikita sa ating pag-aaral na every 2,000 years, meron talagang significant event. Noah, the first 2,000. The next 2,000 years, Christ was born, died, and resurrected. So God placed significant time component at saka yung significant movement of that appointed time. Kaya yung movement na yan, na it took 2,000 years, yung cultural hatred between the Romans and the Jews. Kaya sinabi talaga dyan, yung movement na yan, kapatid, yung movement of the closing time, na nakikita natin dito yung kagalit ng mundo sa mga tao na nag-proclaim ng coming of the Lord. So yung last page of the story of redemption, na God is specifically prescribing the literal fulfillment and the symbolic applications. Alam mo, Hindi na tayo dapat ay symbolical yan, ay literal yan. My beloved friends of all denominations, the words of Christ, His righteousness, His instructions will stand by itself, literally and symbolically. So sa last page ng kanyang story of redemption, binigay niya yung movement of world politics, the economics, the citizens. Dito natin maintindihan sa episode na ito, yung movement of world's churches. Nasimulan na natin nung last episode, bakit may ecumenical union of church and state? Bakit mayroong faith and spirituality? So yung movement of the church and prophecy, paano yung kanyang piniling iglesia ay madadala ito, kapatid? What is the movement of the church in prophecy? Kaya napag-alaman natin sa last episode na in the fullness of the transgression of this postmodern world, two global events have changed the landscape of the battlefield. Number one, the world wandered after him. Number two, yung inculturation. Alam niyo ba, kapatid, sa ibang episode natin, didiscuss natin yung inculturation. Gaano ba kahalaga yung inculturation? Ang meaning ng culture, kapatid, way of life. Yung meaning ng culture, way of life. Yung way of life, yun din ang determining point natin kung tayo ba'y makapunta sa langit o tayo ba doon sa kaaway. Kasi it determines our way of life, our character. So yung way of life na yan, ay dinefine niya ng science as culture. Yung culture, paano? Hindi ito instant, kapatid. Kaya yung culture na yan, mold lang ang culture na yan kung mayroong tinatawag na policy or philosophy. Ano yung teachings na yan? So, no ordinary achievement of the papacy, my friend. Isipin nyo, 2,000 years, the longest hatred in human history na nagkaroon ang mundo. Pero nagamot yan, kapatid. So, kasabay ng paggamot na ito, yung hatred na yan, at saka kasabay din ang sinabi ng Biblia, the transgressors shall come to the full. Sinabi ni Pablo, the falling away first. So, yung literal fulfillment na umapak siya sa Jerusalem, ano din ang symbolical fulfillment? Kapatid. Na siya ay tatayo sa lahat ng relihiyon. Kapatid, ang pagtayo niya ay pinadaan lang sa isang filosofiya or teachings. Isang teachings na napakahalaga naman pag titingnan natin. Halimbawa, sa generation natin, sa 2011, ginanap yung tinatawag na Joel Prayer, Week of Prayer for Christian Unity. Halos lahat ng relihiyon yan. Sipin mo, World Council of Churches promoting Christian unity. Lahat ng mga Protestant churches joining with the Pontifical Council of promoting Christian unity. So the Pontifical Councils of the Roman Catholic Church promoting Christian unity, kasabay din yan sa World Council of Churches promoting Christian unity. Tingnan mo lang, i-type mo lang sa Wikipedia ang mga movement na ito. Sa 2011, 2012, 2013, every year may week of prayer. Sa week of prayer, i-challenge ko kayo, kapatid, kung ano man ang ating antas ng ating paglago ng kaalaman sa mundo na ating kinabilangan. In the field of learning, in the field of higher education, how do we relate and engage the movement of our time? Isang sulat ng isang ang pangalan ay si Ellen G. White. Sa libro na sinulat niya sa 1888, sa page 25, paragraph 4, sinabi niya, when the idolatrous standards of the Romans should be set up in the holy ground. Pag set up, itayo talaga, kapatid. Saan daw? Holy ground. Which extended some furlongs outside the city walls. Then the followers of Christ were to find safety in flight. So take note, my beloved friends. Tignan mo lang yung statement. Followers of Christ were to find safety in flight. our safety comes into in flight. Kaya makikita natin, ano ba yung movement talaga ng last generations? Na hindi tayo maiwan, kapatid. Kasi may movement when the warning sign should be seen. Napakalinaw, in-specify ng Panginoon yung warning sign. When you shall see the abominations. Those who would escape must make no delay. The signal for flight must be immediately obeyed. They must not hesitate a moment lest they be involved in general destruction. You remember the time in our history? In year 70 AD, bago nangyari yung destruction ng Jerusalem, kapatid, in the year 67 AD. Pinakita ng Panginoon. Kasi sinabi niya sa disciples na this temple, this Jerusalem will be destroyed. And there was a prophecy previous to it na yung year 70 years will be destroyed. Alam mo, kapatid, year 67, si General Celsius, talagang kasama ang mga sundalo ng Romans. Pumunta sila sa Jerusalem. Sa pagpunta nila doon, bago pa sila nakarating, nagbigay na ang Panginoon ng signs sa Jerusalem. Hating gabi, may mga makikita silang sundalo, Roman soldiers na makikita nila umaligid sa kanilang syudad. Sino yun? Mga angels yun, Divine showing. Nagpakita para ipaalam. Kasi may prophecy na. Now, when the Roman soldiers will encompass the city, when you shall see the abomination of desolation, flee. Kapatid, in spite of all miraculous showing of heaven to tell the Israelites that they have to get out from that city. Kapatid, alam mo, ang purpose lang talaga ni Celsius, kasama ng mga sundalo ng Romans, is simply to tell the Jewish people na ilagay nyo lang itong aming insignia sa inyong templo. They have no intention to destroy the temple, my beloved friends. Take note. They are not doing to destroy the temple. They are not coming into Jerusalem to destroy. They were there to promote friendship and fellowship, my friend. But the Jews misunderstood it. Simply because they don't want, according to them, we don't want to defile our temple by placing your insignia right there, the Roman insignia inside the temple. Alam mo, kapatid, nagkasagupaan talaga sila. At the point na mawala na matatalo na ang Israel. Kasi napaligiran na sila. That was year 67, during the time of General Celsius. Pero kapatid, the wonders, ay nga sinabi ng mga historian, one of the most, isa sa pinagtakahan na kaganapan. Bakit si Celsius ang Roman soldiers umatras? Na nasa bingit na sila ng kanilang kapanalunan at the very point that they will destroy Jerusalem. Bakit sila umatras? Kaya nagtanungan nga sila, according to Josephus, the Jewish historian, loved by the Romans. Na sinulat niya, General, why are we withdrawing? Sabi, bakit kayo umatras? Kaya yan ang sa history, kapatid, isa sa napakamanghang kaganapan sa gera. Umatras sila, kapatid, and that withdrawal misinterpreted by the Jewish. Kasi nanalo tayo, wala talagang makatalo sa atin. God gave them 3 years more. Sa lahat ng mga sumusunod sa prophecy, kapatid, na nagpapasa, they review what transpired. And after reviewing, some of them went out of the city. And they were saved. Because on the year 70, no less than the son of the emperor, who was the son of the emperor that was sent to Jerusalem to finally offer the best that they can have, their mutual existence as the province of the Romans, Jerusalem and Judah. Oh, my beloved friends, it was Titus. It was Titus with the Romans, the year 70, with all those signs that God has been providing them. But those who are obedient to the words of Christ, they were able to make their exit. Nakalabas sila, kapatid. Umexit sila doon kasi yun ang nakasulat sa instruction ng Panginoon. They have to get out of the city. Same with our generations today. Great controversy when the idolatrous standards of the Romans should be set up on the holy ground. What are these idolatrous standards? It's not about idols. It's about the standards where the Romans are so very popular. They are the one that in placing the nations of the world, their teachings, their programs, their activities. These are the views of humanity, the standards of the Roman Catholic Church, because they are the promoters of life and the rights. Pag ito ang nakikita natin na ito na ngayon ang pumapasok, the warning signs should be seen. Those who would escape must make no delay. Yung lahat ng kanilang mga programa, kaakibat para sa kabutihan ng mundo ng sanlibutan. Spiritual man, political or economics. Punta natin sa spiritual, kapatid. Kaya si Elder Ted Wilson, nang na-elect siyang presidente ng Seventh-day Adventist Church, on his first message to the ASIC Convention, sa mga mayayaman, mga businessmen of the Adventist Church, in August 6 of 2011, Elder Ted Wilson, as president of the Church of the General Conference, sa kanyang sinabi, quote and unquote, sinabi niya, guard against a mystical belief and practices that are finding their way into the church. My beloved friends of the Adventist world, no less than the president. We all believe that when the president set as the leader of the church, how God anointed him, inspired him to deliver the closing message. But he himself recognized that there are mystical beliefs and practices that are finding their way into the church through formats like spiritual formation and the emerging church. Spiritual formations, these are man-made formats to make people mature in their spiritual life. And there are a lot of these spiritual programs, spiritual formation programs that alter the words of God. Gamit pa rin sila ng mga salita ng Diyos, pero yung mga spiritual formation na ito, kapatid, mystical, mind manipulations, my friend. Mind manipulations. Trying to discredit or trying to tanggalan nila ng papel ang Holy Spirit. The basis of much of this is the emphasis of an experiential and emotional rather than strong foundation of the Word of God. Ang importante sa mga movement na ito, yung emotions, iiyak sila. Pag nag-pray sila, iiyak sila. Mind manipulation, transcendental meditations. Pag may activity sila, dito sila nakafocus sa bato na ito o sa tubig na ito, tapos iiyak sila, kapatid. Instead of the strong words of God's instruction. Pero tandaan nyo, kaibigan, Bible yan, spiritual activities yan. Kaya sinabi talaga ng presidente na si Elder Ted Wilson, stay away from mystical forms of prayer. Kasi halos lahat ng relihiyon, pati na ang mga politiko ngayon, lahat ng institutions, yung forms of prayer ang kanilang pinatupad. Yung dugtong-dugtong na panalangin na hindi na sinunod yung forms of prayer na itinuro ni Jesus. Kaya pag nag-prayer talaga tayo, i-close mo talaga sa pangalan ni Jesus na aming tagapagligtas. Sinugtong mo, hindi ikaw ang susunod. Pero ang format, please my friends, take note. Hindi na, truth will stand by itself. Puntahan nyo na lang. Puntahan mo ang archives. Pag ang mga presidente ng bansa, sa Pilipinas lang, pag nag-o-taking ang presidente, dugtong-dugtong na panalangin. Bawat isa, yun ang dugtong-dugtong. Alam mo kapatid, yung repetitive prayer using one word or a certain phrase or centering prayer that seems to have become popular but lead to the occult, since in many cases all thoughts are eliminated, thus allowing the evil one to invade rather than simple, humble prayer of sharing your concerns with your Lord. Grabe kapatid, manipulative. Kailangan ito lang ang sasabihin nga, ito lang ang susunod, ito lang ang susunod. It's a format that plays the role. Prayer, my friend, to our God is simply to express our longings to Him. Pero ang Christianity today, spiritual religiosity today, have been affected by this movement, my friend. Kaya, one program of the 3ABN, the Nightlight, si Dr. Derek Morris nga, who is now the president of the Hope sa broadcast, siya, nag-testimony siya during this presentation. He made a testimony confessing na he was a practicing emergence. Mga prayer format, kapatid. Mark Fenley, sa Nightlight na yan, they talk about emerging church. Kaya ang kanilang prescription nito, these are the shaking movement of our time. Gagawa daw sila ng DVD or presentations. So, paano ito tinitingnan? At paano ito pumasok? Paano ito gumagalaw, kapatid? 2,500 years ago, on the River Olay. Kasi Kristo, sinabi talaga, spoken over Daniel the prophet. Paano siya papasok? Stand. Paano siya tatayo? Kaaway mo. Kaya maintindihan natin sa lesson ng Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah. Ang simple lang ang ginawa ng kaaway. They come to you as a friend to influence so that the way of life will be altered. Culture nga ang pinag-usapan, inculturation. Please, let us study back what is culture and how culture, how minds are being. Paano yung kultura? Kaya nga itong last two visions of Daniel, ito rin ang last two messages of Christ for us, the last generations. Sa messages ni Kristo na ito, dito niya ipinahayag, ipinakita, last act. Dito niya itinuro sa atin. The last move, the last dance of His enemy. Kaya sinabi talaga ni Kristo sa ating previous episode, I will let you know. So narinig niya ang boses at sinabi, I will let you know. Ano ang ipaalam sa atin? Now, can you see what I know? You cannot. Makikita mo ba kung ano ang alam ko? Hindi, kapatid. So ano ang connection? Ano ang indikasyon? Ano ang implikasyon? Para maka-engage tayo sa mga tao sa mensahe. I will let you know. Ano yung know? Can you see what I know? You cannot. Sapagat ang itinuro ni Kristo dito, ang kanyang ibinigay na prescription, ay principles and philosophies. How can culture be realized? Kapatid, ang kultura ay maging kultura lang dahilan sa isang initiated concept. Konsepto ng mga prinsipyo at mga filosofiya. Kaya napakahalaga natin intindihin ito, kapatid. Kasi ito ang crucial na instruction ng Panginoon. Balikan natin ang verse ng Daniel 8:23. Dito sa Daniel 8:23, sinabi dito, kapatid, okay? And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors have come to the full, a king of first countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. Sinabi ni Jesus, I will let you know. To know what? Napagkalaman natin na previous episode. Ipagpatuloy natin ngayon. Kasi sa Daniel 8:24, and His power shall be mighty, but not by His own power. Ganda nino, gandang pagkakusa. And His power shall be mighty, but not by His own power. May power siya na mighty, but not by His own power. And He shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through His policy also He shall cause craft to prosper in His hand. And He shall magnify Himself in His heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without him. Dito natin maintindihan, kapatid. ang kaibahan? Bakit ang pangwakas ng movement ng kaaway ay sinabi niya, He shall destroy wonderful. Sapagkat ang nakalipas na mga panahon, dinestroy niya terribly. Ang salitang destroy should be coupled with. Dapat ang kapartner niya, brutally, terribly. Pero si Jesus, ang ending ng story of redemption niya, ang kaaway shall destroy God's people wonderfully. Kaya sinabi, I will let you know. So ang tanong natin, to know what? To know who? What about His power? So buksan natin ng Daniel 8:24. And His power shall be mighty, but not by His own. Bakit ano ibig sabihin? Mighty but not by His own. Because power can be seen. Ang power kailangan may physical manifestation, kapatid. Pero makapangyarihan siya sapagkat and His power shall be mighty. Kaakibat ng power na kapatid, yung physical evidence niya, military power niya. Pero wala man siyang military power. But why? He can command the army. He can command humanity. Kasi ang tanong na sunod niya, what about His planned actions? He shall destroy. Wonderful. What shall be His mode or approach of destruction? So gamitin natin yung what kasi I will let you know. Kabait ng Panginoon, kapatid. So sa mga nag-aaral in the field of academic, kailangan mitikuloso tayo. Bakit? Ano yung language na ginamit niya? Yung verb, yung noun, yung object at ang subject. What shall be His mode or approach of destruction? Verse 25, and through His policy. So sa pamamagitan, paano siya makakreate ng culture? Through His policy. At ano ang sinasabi? By what means He will destroy? By peace shall destroy. Ang Darby 1888 Bible translation nagsasabi, and by prosperity shall destroy. So ang Daniel 8:25, and through His policy, He shall cause craft to prosper in His hand. And He shall magnify Himself in His heart, and by peace, prosperity shall destroy Him. And He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without him. Napakabait ng Panginoon ang grasya sa atin para maisabuhay natin yung growing in grace. Para magamot ang isang sakit na sinasabi ni Kristo sa Revelation sa island na thou hast said to yourself that you are rich and in need of nothing. Dapat magamot ang klaseng kondisyon na sinasabi natin sa ating mga sarili, thou art rich and in need of nothing. Because today, we will be learning the beauty of His revelation. Pag-aralan natin ang original Hebrew nito, kapatid. And through His policy. Ang ginamit sa King James policy. Pero ang original Hebrew word nito, kapatid, Hebrew, from the original, sikel. Ang meaning ng sikel sa Hebrew, kapatid, ang first description, definition, intelligence. So sabi na, and by His intelligence, and through His intelligence, and through His success, and through His discretion, and through His knowledge, and through His prudence, and through His sense or common sense, and through His understanding, and through His wisdom, and through His what? Napaka-positive nito, kapatid. And through sa pamamagitan nito, kapatid. And through His policy, He shall cause crop. So, babasahin na natin sa Wikipedia kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng policy. Ang policy sa Wikipedia is defined as typically described as a principle or rule to guide decisions and achieve rational outcomes. It's a rule, it's a principle. Sa mga desisyon para makamit at abutin ang makatarungang kaganapan. Rational outcome. Makatarungang kaganapan. Ang Webster Dictionary nag-define dito, kapatid. Sinasabi, a definite course or method of actions selected from among alternatives. So, may mga alternatives. Tapos selected. And in light of given conditions to guide and determine present and future. And in light of given conditions. So, pag titingnan mo, ay, Reasonable, noble talaga siya. Sabi pa dito, ang policy, a high-level overall plan embracing the general goals, especially of a governmental body. Puntahan natin sa ating mga kamay, sa ating mga laptop, ang definition ng policy. Policy sa Microsoft Encarta is defined as a course of action. May kilos. So, movement talaga siya ng programa o program of actions adopted by persons, group, or government, or the set of principles on which they are based. Literally, it is set of principles. Prudence, especially in the pursuit of actions. So, ang sinabi ng Biblia, Daniel 8:25, King James Version, through His policy. Sa pamamagitan ng kanyang policy. Ano yung policy? Set of principles. Mga kapatid, napakalinaw sa Biblia nito. Set of principles. Puntahan daw natin ang isang libro na isinulat sa 1888. Ang pamagat ng libro na yan, Great Controversy. On page 444, paragraph 2. Ganda kapatid. Sinabi dito, are we not living a life over again? She was referring to an existing power. Because I would like to tell you, this was the time that the power of the little horn is now going on, my friend. The recovery of this power. Are we not living a life over again? And what do we see just ahead? So the writer was telling us, what do we see just ahead? And this was 1888. He was stealing the generation. And what do we see just ahead? Another general council. A world's convention. Evangelical alliance. This is a punctuational apostrophe. And universal creed is another punctuational, especially when this shall be gained. Pag mangyari ito, then in the effort to secure. So this purpose is to secure complete uniformity. So there can be, complete uniformity without this universal creed, without this evangelical alliance, without this world's convention. There must first be a movement. It will only a step to resort of us. May apat lang na prescription ang libro na ito. General Council, World's Convention, Evangelical Alliance, and Universal Creed. Titingnan at busisihin daw natin itong sinasabing Universal Creed. Kasi pangmundo, buong mundong creed. Ano ba yung creed? Ang creed, kapatid, identifying siya. Statement of belief. A formal summary of the principles of the Christian faith. The third definition, set of principles. Any set of beliefs or principles. So mga kaibigan at mga kapatid, dito natin makikita at matutunghayan sa dalawa nating mata. At maintindihan kung paano ang isang kultura na ipinasok ng kaaway na maging way of life natin. Sinabi kanina, and His power shall be mighty. What a wonderful philosophy, wonderful policy. Kasi ito ay set of principles. Creed. At sa Biblia, sinabi dito, Daniel 8:25, and through His policy. What does policy mean? Set of principles. Sa Spirit of Prophecy, is a Great Controversy, page 444, 1888 edition. Creed means set of principles. This set of principles, my friend, na sinasabi as the final fulfillment of the closing scenes of earth history. Kailan nangyari ito, mga kaibigan? Anong sirkumstansya at anong taon ito nangyari? If we are the last generation experiencing globalization, tingnan natin ang mabuti, kapatid, kung ano yung global teachings, global principles na nagpatakbo ng lahat ng desisyon at nagpatakbo ng programa at proyekto. My beloved friends, the General Council, the General Sessions of the Council were held in the autumn and 4 successive years, 4 period, not an ordinary council. My beloved friends, pag nagpatawag sila ng council, ang Roman Catholic Church, First Vatican Council, the Council of Trent, the Council of Nicaea, when you talk about council, it talks only about doctrine or policy or teachings. Pero bakit sinulat ng 1888 na magkaroon ng isang universal creed at magkaroon ng evangelical alliance sa isang council na ipapatawag ng kapangyarihang ito? At hindi natin namalayan, kapatid, na in 1965, the Second Vatican Council was called for. At sa picture na ito, nakikita mo, kapatid, yan. Kikita nyo sa picture na yan. No? Kanilang dokumento ito, kapatid. At dito natin matutunghayan na according to the Britannica.com, numerous commentators agree that the Second Vatican Council from 1962 to 1965 was the single most important event in 20th century religious history. Talagang naka-specify na, kapatid, ha? Commentators of the world. Kung ito man ang pinaka-isa sa pinaka-importanting event in 20th century, according to Britannica.com, based on numerous commentators, sa tingin nyo kaya, ano kaya ang ipinakita nito? Ano kaya ang naging galaw nito sa mga iglesia, sa mga simbahan na ating kinabilangan ngayon? How it affects our churches and the rest of the world. Sinabi ng Microsoft Encarta, 2009 edition. Sinabi dito, pag i-search mo ang Vatican II sa Microsoft Encarta, sinabi dito, voting members of the council were Roman Catholic, bishops and heads of male religious orders. But in a radical departure from past practice. So there were past practice, there were past practice of their councils. But at this council, radical departure, when you mean radical, 180 degrees turn around. Orthodox and Protestant churches were invited. So in other words, previous councils, none of these Protestants and Orthodox were part of their councils. But in 1888, a writer wrote that there will be a General Council, Evangelical Alliance. So according to this document, published by the Microsoft Encarta, but in a radical departure from past practice, Orthodox and Protestant churches were invited to send official delegate observers. What a words of inspiration. 1888, are we not living your life over again? And what do we see? What do we see just ahead? Another General Council, a World's Convention, and an Evangelical Alliance and Universal Creed. When this shall begin, pag nangyari ito, kapatid, then in the effort to secure. So this paragraph plainly stated exactly what's going on. Truth stands by itself. It will only be a step to resort to force. My friends, 1965, they produced Universal Creed. What we are today globally, what we are today politically, what we are today religious, what we are today economically, what we are today culturally is simply the byproduct of this 1965 Second Vatican Council. No wonder that one professor in Andrews University, Jan Jovan Markovic, has made a challenge years back. In his focused research on emerging philosophy, on emerging church, he was lead to the Second Vatican Council. To our friends, Jan Jovan Markovic, if you have viewed these presentations, it will help us a lot. Your contributions in the history of the movement of the story of redemption. So, tingnan natin kapatid. Sa 1965, nakaproduce sila ng 16 major documents. Alam niyo, ang 16 major documents, gumawa ang kaaway, ng kaaway ng isang, mayroon ding documents daw na ginawa doon sa Africa. Sipin mo, maraming mga leaders ang nag-react niyan at talagang naniniwala sila noon na ginawa daw sa Nairobi, Kenya, yung 16 documents just to mislead. Kasi pag na-mislead ka doon sa ginawa nila, sa ginawa na yon, mawawala ka sa tamang mensahe ng River Mountain Island at mawala ka sa the real truth. Kasi pag titingnan mo yung na yon, na yung Nairobi, Kenya, na sinasabing 16 documents na pinalabas daw, ay sa taon, sa buwan na yon, the month and the day, my friend, it was a hoax. It was not true. But there are division leaders who even wrote and published and circulated to the old churches in reactions to that then 16 documents. But that is not. It talks about what is 16 documents that is crucial to our generation. Is what the Bible is telling us, my friend, 2,500 years ago. And it was being contextualized by the 1888 book, The Great Controversy. From the Catholic News Service, meron tayo dito 16 documents approved by the Second Vatican. Number 1. By the way, it was divided into 3 parts. The constitutions, the declarations, and decrees. Statements. No? So dito sa Constitutions of the Sacred Liturgy, Sacrosanctum Concilium, December 4, 1963. It ordered an extensive revision of worship so that people would have a clearer sense of their own involvement, in the Mass and other rites. My friends, if you have time to read this document alone, the Constitution of the Sacred Liturgy, you will see by your own eyes why we have this movement in our churches today. The adaptations of what has been in place in 1963 of the Second Vatican Council. Bakit baguhin ang liturgy? Alam mo liturgy, sila Latin, mag-sermon, ngayon, ganyan sila mag-arrangement ng kanilang worship, kapatid. But trying to deal more on this current movement of liturgical services, dito nyo makikita, kapatid, silently, in so subtle way, that it shifted and it changes the very structure of most of the denominations of the world. Sipin mo what is liturgy? Forms of worship. In some other episode, in some other presentation, we will give you the details, the effect and the implications of this Constitution of the Sacred Liturgy. I'm just going to give you one example, kapatid. Nasa Sacred Liturgy nila, makikita mo doon yung format ng worship ng Mass nila. Talagang sila mismo nagbago kasi Latin, ngayon English na. Ngayon homily na sila. Homily na, palang sermonalin natin, kapatid. Sa mga liturgical changes nila ngayon, talagang sinisikap nila na para magkaroon ng sense of own involvement. Ang mga sumisimpa in Mass and other rites. So ano ba yan? Kaya may connection ka. So para may connection ka, lalo na sa movement ng migration, kailangan, pagpunta mo sa ibang bansa na wala kayong simbahan, you will feel at home pag nasimba ka sa mga existing churches sa lugar na pinuntahan mo, sapagkat ang forms or the liturgical format is just the same of what you are practicing in your church, in your own locality, in your own country. Kaya sinisikap talagang baguhin ang format, kapatid. Ano yung format na yun? Yung collections of tithes and offering. Bakit? So in some other episode, i-explain natin yan, kapatid. I-explain natin na the truth will stand by itself. Kasi sila mismo ang nagsabi. Yun din ang pinaka-program, pinaka-structure ng program, kapatid. Mayroon tayo ditong decree on the instruments of social communications. Inter Mirifica. December 4, 1963. It called on members of the church, especially the laity, to instill a human Christian spirit into newspapers, magazine, books, films, radio, and televisions. Ang ganda nito, kapatid. Isipin nyo, all members of the church, the lay people, has to be involved into proclamation, in social communication. Napaka-advanced nila, kapatid. Isipin mo, media, social communications. Gugulat ka, kapatid. I'm going to tell you. Na halos lahat ng mga batas in terms of communications, social communications. Sa atin, may tinatawag tayong NTC, National Telecommunications. Bili ka doon ng dokumento dyan sa NTC. Puntahan mo. Basahin mo yung objective, mission statement, mga programs nila. Exactly, Second Vatican Council. My friend. So mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, huwag na tayong magtaka bakit lahat ay gustong i-involve sa radio and television programs. Bakit meron tayong CBN, Community Broadcasting Network? Stations. Kasi involve mga, ano lang yan, mga 5,000 watts lang yan. Magkaroon tayo ng lahat. Everyone should be engaged into proclamation. Pero what is that proclamation? Love and unity and compassion. Napakaganda niyan, kapatid. Because social communications is vital in inculturations. Punta naman natin isang dokumento nila, yung Dogmatic Constitution of the Church. Nagbago sila ng definition, kapatid. Nagbago sila ng definition ng church. It presented the church as a mystery. Mystery ang church. As a communion of baptized believers. As the people of God, as the body of Christ, and as a pilgrim moving towards fulfillment. Sa kanila mismo, dahil participated yung Vatican Council na yan ng mga iba't ibang religious organizations, lahat ng dokumento na yan ay dumaan doon sa mga participants, talagang mystery. Pero nakaset up na ang ground na lahat ng reliyon darating sa tinatawag nating religious pluralism. Mystery ng bawat reliyon ay may turong tama yan at magkakaisa lang tayo sa dulo niyan. Pilgrim moving towards fulfillment in heaven, but marked on earth with a sanctity that is real, true, and perfect. Kaganda nito, kapatid. Gandang discussion natin ito. Sa isang 2012, may isang libro na magazine na nagsulat. The Liturgies for Christian Unity is an anthology of the very best approaches to celebrating common religious ground. Ito, kapatid, wala na ito, complete na sila. Kasi 1965 pa sila. Ito 2012 na ito na mga activities nila na common religious ground containing prayers and texts from the past 100 years of the week of prayer for Christ. Isipin nyo, 100 years na ang week of prayer for Christian unity. So paano mo nga maramdaman yung kaibahan, yung mga prinsipyo, mga teachings, mga policy, na paano mo makikita na ito ay hindi sa Panginoon? In the past 100 years, ay unti-unti na ito at naging practice na, naging way of life na ng halos ng lahat ng tao sa mundo. Even including Buddhist, Shintoism, and Islam. My beloved friends, the next one, ang sisa nito, yung decree on ecumenism. Alam mo yung ecumenism, November 21, 1964 yan, finally approved. It said that ecumenism should be everyone's concern. Lahat na ng tao yun ang dapat concern. And that genuine ecumenism involves a continual personal and institutional renewal. Bigat, kapatid. Personal renewal and institutional renewal. What does it mean? Personal renewal means yung ating tinatawag revival and reformation. Ano yung tinatawag institutional renewal? Ano yung institution na nasa Bible? The institution of marriage, the institution of Sabbath, the institution of the church. Wow! Unitatis redintegrati. Decree on ecumenism. Kaya wag kayong magtaka, kapatid. Sa ating generation lang tayo makakita na nagsama-sama ang lahat ng reliyon sa isang family camp meetings. Simula yan sa mga couples for Christ, singles for Christ, mga tinatawag nating mga religious spirituality. Ang tagal na nga, hindi nga natin naramdaman yung Asian for Christ, Asia for Christ. No? Started in India, kaya mayroon tayong Indology. Are you aware of what is Indology? That's the only in the dictionary. Kasi the first batch of the missionaries from the Protestants in America sent to India. So ano yung mga kapatid na movement nito? Na hindi mo na malaya na halos lahat ay sama-samang kumilos papunta doon sa isang pupuntahan. Meron nga silang decree on Eastern Catholic Churches. Paano nila i-deal? Paano nagkaroon? Wala na. Tapos na, kapatid. Kasi 1965, 2019 na tayo ngayon, yung mga iba't ibang klaseng oriental beliefs, mga oriental beliefs, kapatid, na integrate na lahat. Yung mga traditions ng iba't ibang mga Eastern Catholic churches. Kaya nga, kailangan tanggapin, it's not only tolerance but engagement. Yun ang lingwahe nila, engagement. Magugulat ka na lang na, bakit nakaganito na dati hindi ganoon? Puntahan natin yung decree on the bishop's pastoral office in the church. Pagbisahan, Christus Dominus, October 28, 1965. According to this publication, it said, each bishop has full ordinary power in his own diocese and is expected to present Christian doctrine in ways adapted to the times. Ano ba yung doctrine na adapted to the times? Yung panahon natin ngayon ay kailangan tayong magsama kasi ang problema natin isa lang. Parehas lang ang problema natin. Yan ang sinabi. Di ba? Yan ang Bible, di ba? Dahil sa economic competition, open trade, isa lang ang problema. Sa ating panahon kailangan magturo daw. And it urged conferences of bishops to exercise pastoral direction jointly. Grabe. Kailangan joint ministerial, joint pastoral, kaya joint chaplaincy operations. Halos lahat ng kapatid, crafted. 1965. No wonder Jovan Markovic, in the emerging teachings, hinatid siya doon sa Second Vatican Council. Sabagat everything in life today, according to one publication from the Catholic Man, the title of their book, magazine, January 30, 2012, The Call to be One in Christ. Ang ganda. Authored by Maurice Blomberg. It has been over 47 years, because this was 2012, since the Second Vatican Council produced the seminal document. the decree on ecumenism. However, much progress has been made in building bridges to other Christian denominations. Much. It's not little progress. This was in 2012. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 7 years had passed. If you're going to ask yourself, based on all the data that we have right now, the evidence, truth, stands by itself. May sinabi ang isang sulat sa My Life. Page 77, paragraph 3. It is a great mistake on the part of those who are children of God to seek to bridge the gulf that separates the children of light from the children of darkness by yielding principle. The principle of God and the principle of the enemy of God. The principle of the Bible and the principle of the enemy of Jesus Christ. He transforms an angel of light and he is going to imitate. Remember, my beloved friends, yielding principle by compromising truth. Minsan, hindi natin nakikita kung ano na tungkol sa ecumenism. The spirit of ecumenism at work. Ito ang pinaka-kanta, sinisigaw ng administrasyon sa mga issues ng religious freedom. Ang religious freedom ay na-defined na ng movement ng ecumenism. Isipin niyo, kapatid, kaibigan, sama-samang nanalangin, sama-samang gawain ang lahat ng mga pastors ng iba't ibang relihiyon. Kaya dito lang nga sa ating Pilipinas, mayroon nga tayong program na bawat tuwing Lunes ng umaga, magkakaroon ng moral recovery presentation sa lahat ng munisipyo sa buong Pilipinas. Sa pamamagitan ng pagbukas ng isang linggo, Lunes, magkaroon ng mga homily o mga sermon after the flag ceremony sa bawat munisipyo. And this has been done by jointly mga pastors ng iba't ibang denominations. Ito ay mga kaganapan sa ating panahon na dapat nating intindihin. Kasi napakaganda, napaka-noble, kapatid. Tingnan natin uli yung isa sa mga creed na ginawa sa 1965. Itong decree on the church missionary activity. So inilatag na nila noon pa kasama ang iba't ibang relihiyon. Sino ang mga nag-participate doon ng mga Protestants? Halos lahat, kapatid. Sa Seventh-day Adventist Church, may 3 tayong nag-attend doon. Nung mabasa mo sa Adventist Review, nandoon, Elder Maxwell, si B. Sila ang mga primary na nakaparticipate doon, kapatid. So itong missionary activity, sabi pa ng kanilang dokumento, as being summarized by the document published in the internet, it said that missionary activity should help the social and economic welfare of people and not force anyone to accept the faith. So malinaw sa kanilang principle, kapatid, na pag tayo tumulong sa pangangailangan, sa ekonomiya man o sosyal na pangangailangan ng sanlibutan o ng mga tao, hindi na kailangan na ikaw ay tumulong, ay ipatanggap mo ang iyong pananampalataya sa mga tao. Napakalinaw ito sa kanila, kapatid. Kaya makikita natin sa kanilang mga missionary activities nga, yung namimigay sila dito sa atin ng mga wheelchair sa mga may kapansanan. Ang nasa likod nakasulat, donated by the Knights of Columbus. Wala silang activity para ikaw gawin nilang Katoliko. That's merely helping, kapatid. Yan ang kanilang philosophy, teachings, or policy. Basahin naman ulit natin itong Pastoral Constitutions on the Church in the Modern World. Paano na-engage nila ang political dynamism sa mga concern nila sa lahat ng bansa ng mga underdeveloped nations. Hindi nga natin namalayan na natanggalan ng utang ang Pilipinas dahil lang sa kanilang philosophy na Jubilee 2000. Yung debt relief principles na kanilang pinatupad. Ano pa kapatid? Meron pa ito sila declarations on the relationships of the church to the non-Christian religions. Bakit sa ating generations, the past decade, nakikita natin na kahit yung mga non-Christian organizations, non-Christian religions, are getting involved into this ecumenical. Sinabi pa nga, yung the fermentation ng ganitong movement. Nostra Aetate, October 28, 1965. It said that the Catholic Churches rejects nothing that is true and holy in non-Christian religion. Nakikita mo yun? Wala silang ni-reject. Kung ano man ang katotohanan and holy in non-Christian religions, called for an end of anti-Semitism. Isipin mo, naging example sila. Kaya nga, nagpatupad sila ngayon ng Saturday, Sabbath. Ganon sila katindi, ganon sila kaseryoso para abutin ang pagkakaisa ng bawat mananampalataya. Minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng pag-iisip, isahin ang relihiyon. Hindi kapatid. Nakakaroon ng mga konseptong conspiracy theory na matagal na hawak-hawak ng maraming mga tao. Hawak-hawak ng maraming mga mananampalataya ng parating na Panginoon. Na isahin ang relihiyon. Pag naisa ng relihiyon, ito na ang programa na ipatupad ng 666. Kapatid, ang program nila, pagsamasamahin ang mga relihiyon. Iba yung isahin ang relihiyon. Ibig sabihin, isa na lang ang pangalan na pagsamasamahin lang ang mga relihiyon. Ang tawag niyan, ecumenism. So dapat natin makuha ito para maka-engage tayo ng right message at the right time. No? Declaration on Christian Education, Gravissimum Educationes, October 28, 1965. It affirmed the right of parents to choose the type of education they want for their children, upheld the importance of Catholic schools, and defended freedom of inquiry into Catholic colleges and universities. Mga kaibigan, mga kapatid, K-12, pag binasa mo itong makapal ito kapatid, itong Declaration of Christian Educations, pag nabasa nyo ito, doon ka magugulat na ang lahat ng ating structural operations ng edukasyon ng mundo, early education was crafted from Declaration of Christian Education. Puntahan naman natin yung Decree on the Apostolate of the Laity. Apostolicam Actuositatem, November 18, 1965. It said the laity should influence their surroundings with Christ's teachings. Kaya dito, isipin mo, it said laity, members, ordinary members of faith should influence their surroundings with Christ. Ano ibig sabihin doon, kapatid? Kaya nahinog sa kanila yun. Yung Catholic lifestyle. No? Catholic lifestyle. No? Mayroon silang program, kapatid. Matagal na. 1965 pa. No? Catholic integrated lifestyle. Kasi yung konsepto ng integration, yun ang pinaka-word sa ecumenism, sa religious pluralism. Integration, others can participate, or others may copy, or others may take part in achieving the common ground and the common goal. Simple lang, kapatid. Philosophy. So, ganun katindi ang philosophy, kapatid. It established way of life. Sa ibang episode natin, tatalakayin natin yan, a special episode on culture or way of life. How faith is being affected by the culture. Or how programs molded the mindset. How culture has to be developed. It took years. So dapat ma-open tayo ngayon, kapatid. Huwag nating sarhan ang ating mga pag-iisip sa paglago ng isang katotohanan, sa paghawak ng sinasabi ng Panginoon. Halimbawa, sa Declaration of Religious Freedom. Di ba? Freedom of religion, freedom of religion. Darating ang araw, kukunin sa atin ang Bible at i-force sa atin ang mga turo. Pero sila sa kapatid, ang kanila, Declaration on Religious Freedom. So paano natin i-handle ito? Kasi by the time we talk about freedom of religion, tapos sa pabasa, pipilitin tayo. Pag walang pagpipilit na ginagawa, ang iniisip natin matagal pa darating ang Panginoon, kapatid. Take note, this has been the mindset of the Adventists for the past several decades. Saan doon mo mahagilap yung deception? Yung forcible acceptance of their teachings. Saan mo makikita doon, kapatid? Kaya dito yung Declaration on Religious Freedom, December 7, 1965, na finalize ito, Dignitatis Humanae. It said that religious liberty is a right found in the dignity of each person and that no one should be forced to act in a way contrary to his or on her own belief. Ito ang kanilang teachings. Huwag naman natin sabihin, walang salita nila, pero iba lang. That's conspiracy. We need to identify the art of deception, the art of war, the mode, the approach of deception, my beloved friends. Religious liberty, your right ends when my right begins. Let us respect. Kaya sa ating generation, kapatid, kita mo, whenever, kung kahit saan sila pupunta, ma-China man, ma-Muslim countries, kahit saan pupunta, ang mga papa, the Pope, pumunta sila sa Cuba, a communist country. Sinabi ni Pope, in Cuba, in March of 2012, published news, religious freedom creates conditions conducive to peace and harmonious development. Kapatid, grabe na ito. Creates conditions conducive to peace. So, nilirespeto nila ang karapatan natin sa pagsamba, kapatid. Kaya nga, mayroon na rin silang Sabado. According to Pope Benedict, strengthening religious freedom, consolidate social bonds, nourishes the hope of a better world. Ang ganda ng language, nourishes the hope of a better world. Creates favorable conditions for peace and harmonious development, while at the same time establishing solid foundation for securing the rights of future generations. Napakaganda nito ng mga philosophy na teachings, kapatid, kaibigan. Paano pumunta sa isip ng mga tao na sila ay beasts? Paano natin ma-connect ang ganitong movement ng little horn na sila ngayon becomes the very factor of the human race? Sa matagal ng panahon, iniisip at pinopropose ng mga evangelical Protestant world yung the city of religious freedom. Tagal na yan, kapatid. Kaya sa ating generation, meron tayong mga the city of flowers, the city of smile, the city. So, a global movement of humanity ay dumadaloy tayo sa isang magandang noble na mga morally upright na mga programs and activities. Pero nagulat na lang tayo sa isang umaga, April 24, 2012, published ni Pastor John Grass, will Rome be the new world capital for religious freedom? Rome recently launched an observatory on religious freedom, an initiative aimed at making Rome the reference point for the defense of the freedom in the world. Grabe! Sila na ngayon ang city. Sila ngayon ang maging nation, the reference point for the defense of religious freedom. Sino ang tumulong sa atin para tanggalin ang nakatag sa atin the previous decade na tayo ay kulto? Sila ang tumulong, kapatid. Huwag naman natin bigyan ng conspiracy theory na dahil sa Trinity, sila dahil pareha sa atin, hawa tayo sa kanino. In another episode, we will discuss about that, my beloved friends. It took several years, 1963, 64, 65, 3 years of the council. According to these publications, sa isang encyclopedia, other events, on October 4, 1965, Pope Paul made a historic journey to speak before the United Nations in New York City. The Pope made a trip in the name of the entire council. The entire council comprises Roman Catholics and Protestant evangelicals for the cause of peace in the world. What an amazing fulfillment of what Daniel have written 2,500 years ago. The emerging teachings, the emerging philosophy, the culture of peace. He pleaded for the support of all nations in promoting peace and outlawing war. Ganda nito, kapatid, dapat nating isipin ito. Dapat natin tangkilikin ang mga nakakabuting mga gawa. Kaya si John the Revelator, and I admire after the woman, after the peace. World hopes new Pope will continue to work for peace. Grabe, kapatid. Benedict I's Christian unity, global peace, justice, freedom. But in 2010, may isang principle na sinagsasabi. When there is peace, when there is unity, there is peace. When there is peace, there is prosperity. In unity, there is peace. In peace, there is prosperity. In unity, there is security. In security, there is prosperity. Ang tawag ng lengguwaheng ito is authentic human development. Sa 1965 na mga presentations, policies, yan ang naging hawak. Siya ang pinaka-ground ng tinatawag na authentic human development. Sa makatuwid, mga kapatid, paano mo sabihin na ang kanilang program and principles ay hindi sa Panginoon? When you talk about peace, kapatid. So pagtitingnan natin ang pangkalahatan in the past years of this planet Earth, sa mga conventions na ginawa sa buong mundo, alam mo, kapatid, the global consensus, we have common realizations. That the realization that we have global realities. These global realities has common problems. And these common problems have been given a global perspective. And this perspective, to solve the problems, we have common solutions. And these common solutions can only be achieved by participating global initiatives. Initiatives through programs and projects. The implementations of these programs and projects advocated by the different institutions of the world, from kindergarten, from the unborn to the pregnant women, to the unborn, to the new, to the children, the common implementations. This can only be achieved when we are governed by the global ethics. What is global ethics? The science of right behavior, the common spirituality. So therefore, my beloved friends, human need, love, and unity. So it is the gospel of peace is the common message. So dito natin makikita at maintindihan ngayon, habang tayo nanonood ngayon, kahit ngayon, buksan nyo agad, i-search nyo agad sa inyong mga, sa inyong kamay. Kasi ang platform ng lahat ng program, pwede mo nang titingnan. At the tip of your fingertips, mag-search ka lang. Ano ang mga activities, projects, programs, the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime. Masama ba yun? Napakaganda, no? The Global Initiative on Commodities. How to protect consumers, my friend. Sa mga Muslims, these are only samples of the hundreds of thousands of these programs and activities, projects. The Abu Dhabi Global Environmental Data Initiative. Global Environmental. Kaya sa isang libro na mabili nyo sa National Bookstore, puntahan nyo ang ISN, kapatid. Please take, you buy. Napakamura lang librong ito. Kasi ang librong ito magbigay sa inyo ng napakalinaw na mga kaalaman na may koneksyon na statement doon sa binigkas ni Kristo na sinasabing closing or apocalyptic dynamism of planet Earth. Mabibili mo yan, design for a just society. Ang hindi nito, design for a just society. It is a technical term. Mga design, architectural design for a just society. Yung makatarungang sosyudad. Pag binasa mo itong libro na ito, mamamangha ka, kapatid. Wala kang masisilip na butas niyan. Na ito ay gawain ba ito ng kaaway ni Kristo? Grabe naman. Pag binasa mo in page 190, sa libro nito, ha? In order to be authentic, development must be complete. Integral. That is, it has to promote the good of every man and of the whole man. Every man, regardless of your religious denominations. Every man and of the whole man. It is not just certain in it, but all men who are called to this fullness of development. Urgent reform should be undertaken without delay. Grabe seryoso, without delay. Ganito katindi, kapatid, ang movement na ito. So dapat natin intindihin, ano ba itong mga kaganapan? Saan ba tayo dapat lumagay nito, kapatid? At paano natin i-engage ang message of redemption, kapatid? Ang 28 fundamental belief, paano mo i-engage sa isang apocalyptic relevance and connectivity. One quotations from Ellen G. White. Sinabi niya, Satan's policy. Page 591. Open it. In this final conflict with God's people is the same that he employed in the opening of the great controversy in heaven. The same. Ano bang ginawa niya doon? Kasi itong statement ni Ellen G. White, dapat maka-open na ito. It opened the door for a clearer view what transpiring in planet Earth today. He professed to be seeking to promote stability, to promote of the divine government while secretly bending every effort to secure its overthrow. Sinulat na pala 1888. Kailan lang ito, kapatid? Yung principles of the common good. Magugulat ka, kapatid. In order to development must be integral, that is, it has to promote the good of every man and of the whole man. It is not just certain everyone. The same word. What in a world? What in a time na ang ginamit ni Ellen G. White promote the stability, yun din ang ginawa. Promote Because truth stands by itself. The Word of God stands by itself. Ano sinabi ng Daniel 8:25? Through His policy, He shall cause craft to prosper and prosper to promote. Well, beloved friends, it's time for us to come to the Lord and thank Him na manalangin tayo. Tulungan niyo kami, Panginoon, na mawaglit sa aming puso yung self-sufficiency. Kasi dineclare talaga ni Kristo, you have to come to a point in time in our life to accept fundamental biblical truth. How Christ described us. Hanggang hindi natin i-confess sa Panginoon yung sinabi niya na sa atin, dinescribe natin ang ating sarili, that thou art rich and in need of nothing. Thou hast said to yourself, hanggang hindi tayo darating sa punto na yan, maghinder yan sa atin ng ating paglago, kapatid. Kasi manatili yung sinasabi diyan, Greek philosophy. Because the Greek philosophy always talk about masters. Hanggang sa Roman. Kaya dito sa Encyclopedia of World Problems and Human Potential, maintindihan natin napakaraming solusyon sa napakaraming problema. So, ang human potential, ito ngayon ang gagamitin ng tao. In fairness naman sa tao, because you take Christ out from man, man has the ability to think by his own. What is best for them? Di ba? Sa history ng Biblia, palaging nakikita, mayroon silang sarili, man. Halimbawa, si Cain, yung una, mayroon siyang sarili na maganda din, iniisip niya. Halos sa lahat, kapatid, mayroon makasarili na just a slight, kunti lang. So dito natin makikita at maintindihan na post-millennialist theology, love, cooperation, unity, peace, and prosperity, Christian unity. Sa Christian unity, ito ang nangyari ng new spirituality. Kaya ang new spirituality na yan, sa pagkakaisa ng mga Kristiyano, sa mga Buddhist, Muslim, the unity of all faith, ay naging, pinanghawakan. Kung nangyari yan sa isang tao na may pananampalataya, ang tao na yan na may political connections, political identity, sa kanyang kinabuhayan, yan ang ginatawag na global philosophy, na ang globalization naka-achieve ng new humanity. Now, while this ongoing to the peak and to the point of accomplishing, to complete, kaya ang mga bukang bibigay nila, kailangan kumplituhin na. Abutin na ito, kasi may nakahadlang pa. Ano yung nakahadlang? Isang grupo ng mga tao, grupo ng mananampalataya. It's the advocacy of premillennialists na darating na ang Panginoon. The last perilous time shall come. History is very clear how the Bible is telling us. Through His policy, He shall cause craft to prosper. You will go to science. Because science cause an effect. The logical philosophy, the ethical. So makikita natin dito sa previous episode natin, politically right, economically right. Bakit? Kasi crafted yan. Sa isang human philosophy. Sa isang blueprint na after Ellen G. White wrote the great controversy on 1888, 3 years out, 89, 1991, exactly 3 years after Ellen G. White wrote the book Great Controversy, may isang tao na sumulat na encyclical. Ang pamagat ng kanyang isinulat ay Rerum Novarum. Si Pope Leo XIII in 1891 na naging foundational document ng social philosophy ng buong mundo ngayon. Ang Rerum Novarum, ang ibig sabihin, that's a Latin words in new, of new things. For the common good, ang tawag niyan, kapatid, of the new, sa mabago, renovarum, kapatid. Kaya ang tinatawag na for the common good, the new, For the common good, dito natin makikita yung literal significance ng program at kung paano sinabi ng Panginoon. Sa ating generations, inilunsad ang Millennium Development Goal. Ang Millennium or MDG, kapatid, is a timely program. Kasi ang Second Vatican Council, pag binasa mo mga encyclopedia dyan, started in 1962 to 65, they officially launched na ang target niyan is 40 years since 2004. 40 years! Exactly the same with biblical principles. 40 years in the wilderness. Because that 40 years covers to mold the new culture, cultural mindset, the inculturation. All humanity has been involved, participated for this millennial development goal. Kaya ang dapat itanong, nasa Bible ba ang MDG? Millennial Development Goal. May prophetic injunction ba yung mga kaganapan natin ngayon? Kasi parang limited lang ang ating pag-iisip ng prophecy sa fulfillment. Lindol, kasi yun mga common. Pero yung thread, yung stream, o yung isang paraan, no? Isang takbo, isang current, the stream of a philosophy na siya ang pinaka-major para i-defile, para i-fornicate, para maka-engage ang kaaway ng partnership. Take note. To engage God's people in partnership. It's not God's people. Kasi minsan isip natin, tayo rin mag-participate, anuhin natin sila. Mayroong movement ang kaaway to engage God's people in partnership. And the way it is being done for the good. Kaya pag binasa natin ito, kapatid, it's not by accident na nagkaroon ng Millennial Development Goal ang humanity. Started in year 2000, ang Millennial Development Goal, as the new millennium began, up to 2015. 2015 up to 2019, we are into sustainable development. Pero ano yung Millennial Development Goal? According to their own document from the United Nations Development Program, the MDG also provide a framework for the entire international community. Take note, entire international community to work together towards a common end. Common end, common good, common goal, making sure that human development reaches everyone, everywhere. It's no wonder, my beloved friends, kahit saang sulok ng mundo, ganun katindi ang movement na yan. That's why waters in the river, kahit gaano pang obstruction yan, it finds way to go down to its objective, to its goal, to its point of destinations, reaches everyone, everywhere, sa lahat ng tao. If these goals are achieved, world poverty will be cut by half. So dito natin makikita, kapatid, yung sila mismo sa kanilang bibig. Crafted yan, kapatid, sa isang napakagandang filosofiya. Philosophy that produces a culture. Kaya itong Millennial Development Goal, kapatid, pagbasahin natin ito, ang 8 Millennial Development Goal. 8, kapatid yan. Yung 8 Millennial Development Goal, dito natin makikita at maintindihan kung gaano katindi yung art of fornication and the art of defiling. Goal number 1. You prepared? Please, keep on watching this particular episode. Because the art the culture that has evolved in our generation has been done through very subtle, silent. It's a systematic integration that runs in the fibers of truth. Number one, eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. This one particular goal is so noble. Eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng iba't ibang klaseng program, feeding program, helping the poor, na unknown to most of us. Pag hindi tayo nag-iingat, may mga program at activities nito, kapatid, na hindi na malaya ng karamihan, that eventually, that one in a moment, that once in a while, they become violators of the principles of God. Ilang mga bisis, wala ang kapatiran. Wala sila sa araw ng kabanalan. At on Sabbath day, wala sila. Saan sila? Nandoon nakapila sa land bank. Nakapila doon sa DSWD kasi pinamigay ang mga benefits. For example, literally, the poor piece. Pag titingnan, ano ba masama sa poor piece, kapatid? Wala. But the moment you come into violations with the sacredness and the sanctity of the Sabbath, because you are required to do so. Wow, my beloved friends. Eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. The program, maraming program na hindi na makasimba ang mga anak ng Diyos. Dahilan lang sa ganito. Now, I would like to tell you, friends, for those who are in institutional work, may mga manual yan, may mga handbook yan sila. Missions, you try to read it. Tingnan nyo naman gaano ka-noble yan. Gaano sila ka-professional. To achieve common end, there must be unified participation. Sama-sama tayo. I-engage natin ang ating mga sarili. I-engage namin kami ang aming sarili sa inyong program. Pupunta kami sa inyong church. Kayo naman, engage naman kayo, papunta naman sa amin. So maglinis tayo sa ating bakuran, maglinis tayo sa ating mga kalsada, sa komunidad. Tulong-tulong tayo maglinis ng ganito. Huwag kayong mag-absent. Kasi yung budget na yung appropriation sa inyo, mawawala pag may absent kayo, kapatid. Kahit sinong tao, kapatid. Yung goal number 2, achieve universal primary education. Paano sinabi ni Sister White that the education of the children must begin formally at the age of 8? So paano yung primary education? 4, 5, 6. Early educations. So unknown to most of us, we've been systematically deceived. Because you have to get into your children to that early education. Alam mo sa bata, kapatid, pag bata ang turuan mo, sa kanilang edad na yan, kailangan pa nilang maglaro. Kailangan pa nilang ma-expose sa nature. Na by the time you send them to schools in a formal education, simple sa formal education, group of students na yan, kailangan manage mo yan. May management ang, diyan magsimula ang disiplina nila, kapatid. Pero may isang philosophy, ang science of psychology. Pag ang bata, pag ang bata, isuppress mo ang kanilang natural tendency. If a child lives in suppression, he learns to be rebellious. Kasi yung natural tendency gifted by God, isuppress mo yan, kapatid, they will learn to be rebellious. Kadalasan nagugulat tayo, saan ba nagmana itong anak to? Saan ba nagmana ito sila na ang bait naman? Saan nagmana ang anak ni brother, ni sister, na napakabait nila? Saan nagmana? Bakit ang tigas ng ulo? Anong tumastalas? Early education is the main reasons. The moment you suppress the natural tendency of the children. So nandoon yung systematic, kapatid. Kaya hindi maari na yung counsel ang formal education, send your children to formal education at the age of 8. Kaya ang data ngayon, maraming mga estudyante, nag-burn out na sila. Pagdating sa high school, ayaw nang tapusin ang pag-aaral. Nag-burn out na sila. Dahil sa early education na yan, mag-exit sila, ang leeway nila, they play computers. Kasi na-burn out na sila sa education na sinasabi ng mundo, kapatid. Wala. Pupuntahan. So many factors. I-factor in mo para nagkaroon tayo ng generations ngayon na ganito katindi. Goal number 3, promote gender equality and empower women. So simple. Gender equality, the rights of the children, the rights of the unborn, the rights, lahat ng karapatan, and empower women. So settled that this principle, this policy, gets into the system of all religious denominations. In the name, for the good of evangelism, for the good of the church, dito lumalabas yung tinatawag nating empower women. Sa empowerment of women, equal lahat. Of course, hindi naman sinabi na hindi pwede ang babae mag-participate ng evangelism. Hindi naman sinabi na ang mga babae ay hindi mag-function sa church. But there is one biblical principle that God establishes in this word. Kung gaano lang, kung saan lang ang hangganan. The valuable rule of women for the rearing of the children. Kaya nga, ang palaging sinasabi ng Biblia dyan, representations ng humanity, it always represented into sa lalaki, kapatid. Dahil sa philosophy ng gender equality, so equal na tayo. So, kung equal na lahat, pati ang ordinations maging equal. Unknown to most of us. This has been the movement of the closing generations. The closing prescription of God. And through His policy, yun ang prescription ng Panginoon. Tinuro sa atin yung instruction, yung reality ng mga policy na yan. Pag hindi mo maintindihan yan, kapatid, mawawala ka, kapatid, sa takbo. At maaano tayo, you become powerless to stand amidst this magnitude of the current movement of our time. Number 4, 5, and 6, reduce child mortality, improve material health, combat HIV. Ito ang sa 8, may tatlo dyan tungkol sa health. Kapatid. Ang health issues na yan, ay yun ang dahilan, kapatid, na dito ipinasok para matugunan ang pangangailangan ng post-modern generations, the Z generations, the millennials. Dahil sa inequality of resources, itinuro ngayon paano ma-achieve yung medical services, health services ng humanity. Kaya dito in-integrate yung tinatawag the alternative art of healing. The Eastern traditional art of healing must be integrated into the Western conventional art of healing. Kaya dito ninyo makikita, kapatid, na sa ating generations, nagbago ang landscape ng health practices ng mundo. So, hindi tayo mag-iingat dyan, kapatid, nandoon ang so subtle principles of spiritualism. Kasi sa healing, ito rin ang pinaka-craft ni Satanas. Healing din. Kasi pwede siyang magpagaling. Makapagpagaling siya, kapatid. Kasi siya ang nagbigay, siya na magpapagaling. Healing is the most pivotal art of the enemy of Christ. Number 7, ensure environmental sustainability. So, a common ground, bakit environment? Dito na itatag yung save Mother Earth. Because we are all human beings in a family of God, our Creator. Therefore, let us come together to sustain life by participating and joining hands, joint effort, joint pastoral activity, joint churches for saving Mother Earth. And tapat ko, linis ko. Tapat mo, linis mo. Napakarami in other episodes that we are going to research. We will give you the details of it. But for the moment, my beloved friends, kaya pinamagatan natin ito ngayon na episode. One last final chance. Our one last final chance is to hold on to Christ's closing prescription because that is the only healing instruction for us, the last generations, irregardless of our educational achievements. Number 8, develop a global partnership for development. Napakatindi nito, kapatid, na filosofiya. Kaya minsan dapat tanungin natin, bakit ganito na nag-behave ang mundo? Globalized world. One humanity. One goal. One program. Napakalinaw, kapatid. Sa isang panahon ng ating story of redemption, na yan ay pangwakas na kaganapan. Kasi pangmundong kaganapan. So itong global partnership for development, what does it mean? So yung global partnership, pag binasa mo ang detalye na yan, sa program na yan, global partnership, the private-public partnership program. So we are being built on the principle of P. Project, program, partnership. It's a global partnership for development. Kaya huwag kayong magtaka, kapatid. Walang bansa sa mundo ngayon na gumagalaw at kumikilos na hindi nakalinya sa tinatawag na develop a global partnership for development. What is this partnership? The partnership of public-private partnership. Now, religion or church has been considered as a private institution. The government is one institution. The governing institutions. But we have these private institutions. Kaya nga private yan kasi we express our own faith. Our individual faith. Private yan, kapatid. Walang bansa, kapatid. Bibigyan ko kayo ng example. Just, halos lahat yan, kapatid, public-private partnership centers dito sa Pilipinas. Halos, walang programa nga, kapatid, na ilunsad ng gobyerno na hindi nakalinya sa 8 Millennial Development Goal. Walang program, budget. Lahat ng budget sa Commission on Audit, kailangan nakalinya yan sa program, sa philosophy, sa doktrina ng tinatawag nating Global Development Goal. Sa Australia, pupuntahan mo ang gobyerno ng Australia, yung partnership nila, tingnan nyo, kapatid, yung partnership nila. Okay? Australian government. 4Ps din. Public, private, partnership. P, P, P. Sa atin dito sa Pilipinas, isa lang yan sa marami. Tinatawag natin pangtawid, pangpamilya, pangkabuhayan. 4Ps. Sa isa lang yan, kasi napakarami yan. Kasi partnership niya yan Sa Australia yan. National Public Private Partnership Policy and Guidelines. Exactly, Second Vatican Council. Public-Private Partnership for Infrastructure in China. PPP. Ito, gobyerno ng China yan sa kanilang mga website. Nandiyan din, kapatid, ang PPP. May nag-iisip tayo kasi na hintayin ko magkaroon na ng sandilo kasi magkaroon muna ng Union of Church and State na ang gobyerno mag-implement ng religious ordinances. Kapatid, matagal na ang Union of Church and State. The union must be based in principles. Any institutions, science will tell us the science of partnership, kapatid. Science of union. Puntan mo ang Canada, PPP Canada. Isipin nyo, sa isang libro na sinulat ng United Nations, The Millennial Development Goals, in light of Catholic social teachings. Ano ang papel? Bakit in-embrace ng humanity ang Roman Catholic Church? Kapatid, kaya nga sila naging benefactor of the human race. According to this book, first, it demonstrates the reason why studying the MDGs in light of Catholic social doctrine allows the policymaker to test how well current international development schemes fulfill their fundamental goal of improving human dignity. Grabe. Second, it briefly summarizes the history of international development. In light of Catholic social teachings, ano pala ang social teachings ng Roman Catholic? For the common good, rerum novarum. In the new, sa bagong pamaraan. So Daniel 8:25, a policy, spirit of prophecy, great controversy, creed, set of principles. Kailan ang fulfillment, kapatid? Kaya prinamis ng Panginoon sa iyo at sa atin, knowledge shall increase. Let us always come to the foot of the cross. Tanggalin natin, kapatid. Kung ano man ang antas ng posisyon na ating kinabilangan ngayon, it will not help. What will help us is the Word of God that stands by itself. Truth is self-evident, my friend. You have to bow your head and pray for the Lord. Fulfillment, our generations. The Second Vatican Council. The Millennial Development Goal. The implementing arm. Kaya sinabi talaga ng libro ng Testimonies to Ministers, page 112, 113. The light that Daniel received from God was given specially for these last days. The vision he saw with the banks of Olay and Hiddekel, the great river Shinar. The light, yun ang liwanag, kapatid, para magpakita sa atin kung paano natin titingnan itong liwanag na sinasabi ng tao ngayon. Sinasabi ng mundo. Kasi yung liwanag na binigay kay Daniel, galing directly from God, will give us an instruction to identify what is truth and error. What are the programs that we should be careful? What are the activities that we should shun and focus the proclamation? Great rivers of Shinar. Ganun ka-importante itong river, kapatid. So dito, may isang libro na pwede nating bilihin sa National Bookstore. Kahit saang bookstore ito sa mundo, kapatid. Published ito. Itong Compendium of the Social Doctrine of the Church. From the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. Gandang libro ito, kapatid, ha? Compendium, or is the summary of the social doctrine of the Church. Pag binuksan mo yan, ang laman yan, tingnan mo lang sa introductory part. Ang introduction, ang integral and solidarity in humanism. At the dawn of the third millennium. Ang ganda, kapatid, na libro na yan. Please. For all of us, whoever you are, wherever you are, please buy this book. I'm not promoting, but you have to understand. But a word caution, never read this book until you have finished the Great Controversy book written by Ellen G. White. Because you need to ground your understanding. 1888. So lahat ng sinasabi doon, based on what Christ have said in Daniel 8:21, ito rin ang nangyari. God's plan of love for humanity. Remember, deception will always run in the fibers of truth. Kasi hindi na siya maging deception kung wala siyang linya ng katotohanan. Ano yung linya ng katotohanan? God, love, cooperation, unity. Yun ang linya ng katotohanan. God's liberating actions. Jesus Christ, the fulfillment of the Father. Chapter 4, makikita mo dyan, kapatid. Meaning and unity, the principles of the common good. Naku, kapatid, page 101 yan, hanggang 104. Pag binasa mo yan, I would guarantee you will be convinced the beauty. Why John the Revelator When I saw the woman drinking the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs, I wondered with great admiration. We will discuss that particular verse in another episode. Ano ba ibig sabihin na, and I saw the woman drinking the blood of the martyrs? Ano ba yung woman, aswang, witch, na umiinom ng dugo? Pero bakit nauna drinking the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs? Bakit ganun? Dapat mauna ang martyrs. Bago pa ang mga anak saints. Bakit ganun ang arrangement? Ganda yan, kapatid. Ganda yan. So the universal destination of goods. Pag binasa mo yan, doon mo maintindihan kung gaano kahalaga, kung gaano ma-appreciate ng humanity yung philosophy ng common good. Halimbawa, yung ating tinatawag diyan na yung mga produkto natin, yung o ating mga services. Sinong nag-craft, nag-initiate para ma-generate yung ISO, International Standardization. ISO 9001, ISO. Bakit ganyan? Sapagkat the humanity must be protected in an advent. Sa panahon natin ng migration, sa panahon ngayon ng globalization, where no more national boundaries. Pag hospital ka, sigurado ka ba na makaprovide ka ng services, ng health services, gaya ng bansa, aming pinanggalingan? So, is your equipment capable? Globally competitive ba ang inyong mga services? So, paano maproteksyonan ang isang Hapon, isang Germans, isang Malaysians, na nandito mapumunta sa Pilipinas, na they can be protected, they can be served by coming to the Philippines. So, inilungsad yung international standardizations para ma-realize yung tinatawag nating common good, common goal, common humanity, common kapatid. And minsan nga, pag mayroong kang produkto, halimbawa, mangga, o ano mang produkto na ginagawa mo, can it be safe na kainin ng ibang bansa? All you have to do is to just be a part. Ipa-register mo lang. Take part. Kasi pag ISO ka, ibig sabihin, every nations, every humanity, ay maka-prove sila na, okay to kasi ISO, ito standards. May standards ito. So, punta naman natin yung mga international community, mga values, juridical, mga moral orders, mga international. Juridical, ibig sabihin mo, mga batas yan. Grabe. Nandun din pala philosophy sa common good. Kompleto ito, kapatid. Napaka-kompleto. Lahat nga ng ating kailangan. Chapter 12 na yan, Social Doctrine and Ecclesial Actions. Paano magkaroon ng integrated program. Joint venture ang lahat ng pastors, mga pari, sama-sama. 1965 yan. Ano ang mga activities na makikita mo na minsan kabahagi nga tayo sa interfaith sports activities, inter-chaplaincy program. So, napakabuti nito. Pero paano na hindi mawawala yung bilang asin ka sa tama? Kasi kung ganyan, asin pala lahat, ito tayo lahat ngayon. Saan yung peculiarity ng pagkaasin, ng pagkaliwanag? How you have to engage the urgent message of Christ coming. Na ma-connect mo na these are dynamics of the time. Tingnan mo yan, pastoral action in the social field. Doctrine, social doctrine and inculturation of faith. Word na inculturation. Bago lang yan. Narinig na ng dictionary. Social doctrine and social pastoral activity. Grabe, gamit na sila ng pastor. Noong una, ayaw nila, sister, brother. Ngayon, ang tawag ngayon, sister, brother. Social doctrine and formation. Pag binasa mo ang page 327, it talks about spiritual formations. Anong mga activities ngayon, kapatid, na mga spiritual formations? Ang ganda, kapatid. Makikita mo, baka yung ginagawa mo, part pala ng kanilang mga program. Sila pala ang nag-craft ng activities na yan. Na hindi mo alam na nag-alter na ng mind manipulations. You know, when you talk about formation, you talk about mind setting. Sa mind setting, dito pumapapil dito mga kaibigan, kapatid, yung mind manipulations. Kaya may nung tinatawag transcendental meditations. Now, how you control your mind in meditations. And that's the most dangerous field. That's the most dangerous field. We have other episodes to discuss that one. You don't need You don't need, yung tinatawag natin, ano bang libro? Kunin mo lahat ng libro, basahin mo. Tingnan mo ang nangyari sa mundo. Basahin mo ang Biblia, parehas lang. Dito natin makikita at matutunghayan sa dalawa nating mga mata yung mga galaw at kilos ng social doctrine na yan for the common good. Social philosophy. Kaya huwag kayong magtaka, kapatid. The whole books of Ellen G. White, nang i-describe niya ang man. Man is defined by physical, mental, spiritual. Wala siyang social aspects in the definition of man. Pero ang mundo, kapatid, kailangan may social. Kang Ellen G. White, kasi if you are good physically, mentally, spiritually, ang byproduct mo yan is social. Social. Pero dito, reverse, kapatid. Ang social movement, ang social na aspeto ay makaproduce siya ng physical, mental, spiritual. Reverse, kapatid. Kailangan mauna ang social. Kaya dito sa kanilang libro, Pastoral Action in the Social Field, the social doctrine, the commitment of the lay faithful, spirituality of the lay faithful, acting with prudence, social doctrine and lay associations, pastoral activity. Kaya nga, kapatid, ang pamagat ng ang Second Vatican Council in its newest form sa presentations ng documents, pinamagatan na nila yan ngayon na the social doctrine, compendium of the social doctrine of the church. Because the word church now means all Christian denominations, all faith persuasions, including Muslims and Buddhists. Because their book, Social Doctrine, talks about all humanity. It talks about lahat ng tao sa mundo. Yan ang ibig sabihin, kapatid. Kaya minsan iisipin natin, the past 50 years of this planet Earth, ano ba ang kultura na na-produce natin? At saan hinango ito, kapatid? Kaya ang conclusion nila, kapatid, sa libro na yan, kasi that is basically based on the Second Vatican documents. Kasi ito na ang finale ng kanilang evaluative presentations. Tingnan mo nga sa kanilang conclusion for a civilization of love. On page 339, yung sinasabi nilang social doctrine and lay associations, service in the various sectors of social life. Kaya meron silang service to the human person. Paano tulungan ang bawat tao? Service in culture. Service to human person. Free education. Talawag na. Libre lahat, kapatid, in culture. Sa culture, nandoon yung servisyo nila tungkol sa pag-develop ng mga interactive na mga activities sa mundo. Miss Universe, Miss International, mga global concern. Kasi sa kultura na yan, makikita mo nga sa lahat ng mga international event, may theme. May mga tema sila, kapatid. Tingnan mo sa mga Miss Universe yan, may mga question and answers. Ano ang mga issues na tinatalakay dyan? Ganun, service in the economy, paano magkaroon ng tulong-tulong, service in politics, the church and the government must come together, service in politics, paano natin servisyon? Kaya nga, may proposal na ang registration ng voters ay gagawin sa mga churches na. Kasi wala nang dito dumating na tayo sa new humanity, kapatid, for a civilization of love. So ano yung iniisip nating Sandilo? Ang Sandilo, kapatid, sa 2011, ng North Dakota Catholic, Sandilo benefits all people. Ang galing. Pero ang sabi nila, sa North Dakota, has responded to criticisms of the law restricting Sunday hours for business. Kasi ang kanya, to regulate benefits of the whole society. Ano ang mga benefits na makukuha mo pag magsara tayo ng Sunday? The purpose of North Dakota Sunday closing law is not to impose times of worship. According to them, according to this news, published August 22, 2011. Nor it is a demand adherence to religious doctrine. The purpose of the law is to preserve the common good. 1891 pa ito, kapatid. By ensuring that society is not overtaken by work and profit. To protect and preserve common good. Yun ang purpose ng closing law, kapatid. Rather than restricting individual freedom, the conference director said, closing laws liberate and free people from the antisocial degeneration of human work. Napakaganda nito, kapatid. Napakaganda. I-liberate para matulungan ang degeneration na hindi mapigilan yung anti-social degeneration of human work. He noted that economic freedom can only grow in healthy societies, healthy lifestyles, not those which put profits above the values of family and community. So Dodson quoted the compendium of the social doctrine of the church, which describes public authorities. Duty. Sige mo na, kita mo na. Social doctrine ng church, pero describes public authorities' duty. Ano yung duty ng publiko, ng gobyerno? To ensure that for reason of economic proclivity, citizens are not denied time for rest and divine worship. Sana yung sinasabing pipinhitin ng mga Sabadista para magsimba ng araw ng linggo. Sunday closing laws are not about honoring the Sabbath day. According to Dodson, they are about honoring people and families. May libro na pwede niyong bilhin nito, Earth Community or Earth Ethics. Matagal ko nang binili ito, kapatid. Pero pag binasa mo ang libro na yan, published in 2000, I forgot, but it was possibly 2006 or 2007. According to this book, darkness saving the day, Sabbath time. According to this book, we live in the most anti-Sabbath society in the history of the world. Bakit anti-Sabbath society? Isipin mo, dokumento nila ito. They talk about Sabbath. They are promoting Sabbath today, my friend. Stores boast rather than repent that they are open 24 hours, open to the max, any day allows. At convenience stores, one-stop shops, in many towns, I can buy sodas and beer and beef jerky 24 hours a day. That's sure for the sign of good life. But beloved friends, according to them, we live in the most anti-Sabbath society. Because they talk about Sabbath as rest. Now the solution, according to this book, Sabbath may in fact be the one gift that could save this society. Because it is the gift of rest. And in efficiency, life at ease will before life is morning and new life. Dito, Sabbath may in fact the one gift that could save the society. So paano yung iniisip ng karamihan sa nakaraang dekada? Na Sabbath pala ang pinopromote ngayon ng mundo. Rest, kapatid. So paano natin i-delineate, i-express, i-engage yung Sabbath truth in the light of this movement today? Because without Christ's instructions at the river, we lost the saltiness of the life. Kaya minsan nga, magugulat ka na lang na yung mga Hudiyo nag-promote ng program yung National Day of Unflagging. Kasi the truth stands by itself na pag hindi tayo mag-stop, no? Dahil na tinatawag ng Unplugging Day, naalala nyo tayo, minsan nga, mayroon tayong program na sabay-sabay, patayin ang ilaw sa isang gabi. Hindi nyo alam na we were trained mentally. Paano ang mundo sabay-sabay nakikilos para sa isang common end. Alam mo, itong Sabbath Manifesto is a creative project designed to slow down life in an increasingly hectic world. Unplug with your Sabbath Manifesto, cell phones, sleeping bag, share on Facebook. Makikita ko kayo, kapatid. Ano ang epekto at implikasyon ng Sabbath Manifesto na yan? Alam mo ba kung sino mga participant yan? Mga Hudiyo, iba't ibang relihiyon, kapatid. And according to the Sabbath Manifesto's principles, the Sabbath Manifesto's principles were created for individual styling. So walang arbitrary control. May mga style kayo. Pero once you take on the challenge of the principle, ang principle number one, avoid technology. You can more easily embrace other principles, such as connect with loved ones, nurture your health, and get outside. Anong ibig sabihin nito, kapatid? avoid technology. You can more easily embrace other principles, such as connect with loved ones, nurture your health, and get outside. So the principles of getting outside. So we have a culture that on a Sabbath day we go into the church, worship the Lord. But on the Sabbath principles also of this other movement, you have to get outside. Wow! Please be careful, my friends. Ano yung biblical culture na itinuro? Kaya sinabi talaga dito, in vain were Satan's effort to destroy the Church of Christ by violence. Great Controversy, page 41. Page 43 of the same book, the great adversary now endeavored to gain, how? By artifice, what he had failed to secure by force. By artifice, craftiness, persecution ceased. What do you mean by persecution ceased? Anong persecution ang hinihinto niya? And in its stead, were substituted. In fairness to God, when she wrote this book, it's so very fresh, that physical brutalities. The 1,260 years of the Dark Ages, the brutalities, the persecution ceased. You have to go into the context of the mindset of the writer. And in its stead were substituted the dangerous allurement of temporal prosperity and worldly honor. Sinubstitute niya yung dangerous allurement of temporal prosperity and worldly honor. Kaya sinabi ng Maranatha, page 31, paragraph 2, on the same author, persecution in its varied forms. Hindi ako nagsabi, ha? Sister, brother, hindi ako nagsabi. Ang sinabi ng book na yan, persecution in its varied forms. Ano yun? Is the development of a principle which will exist as long as Satan exists and Christianity has vital power. So when you talk about development of a principle, marami siyang pwedeng pagalawin. Kaya nga, varied forms. In seeking to separate him from God by alluring temptation. When this do not succeed, pag hindi magsucceed, then a compelling power is employed to force the conscience. Kasi yun ang movement ng war ni Satanas. Dapat titingnan mo, ano yung movement ng redemption ng Panginoon? Ano din yung movement ng war ni Satanas? Anong yung kanyang art of this deception? Kaya sa ating generation, dapat nating titingnan yung mga tulong, halimbawa, mga foundation sa buong mundo ngayon. Empowering the world's poorest by providing them loans, Kiva micro loans that change lives. Napakaganda nitong mga tulong, kapatid. Tulong para sa atin yan, kapatid. Pero magugulat ka bakit sinabi ni Kristo kay John sa island of Patmos na ang makapasok lang sa kanyang kaharian, those that will get into His kingdom, these are they which were not defiled with women. For they are virgins, these are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever He goeth. Ano yung women? By the way, my friend, bakit plural form ang ginamit dito sa Revelation 14? Defiled with women. So, tayo ma-defiled with women. Ano ibig sabihin ng women? Kasi movement na ito ng ecumenical church. Pag sinabing ecumenical church, all religious persuasions coming together. So, my beloved friends around the world, it's a women's attack. You know how Adam was simply being deceived? No, women's attack to defile every true Adventist. Ang Adventist naman ay kahit sino yan na naniniwala, na nananampalataya na darating si Kristo para dalhin na tayo sa kanyang kaharian. That's what it means to be Adventist, believing about the coming. So to defile every true Adventist is by simply policy of promotion. Development that fornicates. So, i-offer talaga nila yan, kapatid. Bakit? Kasi ang mga anak ng Diyos, Dinescribe niya na you are a chosen generation, 1 Peter 2:9, a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people. Ang peculiarity lang ang kailangan i-destroy ni Satanas. Kasi pag na-destroy niya ang peculiarity mo, you have that fornication, defile ka. So ang hantungan ng tao na yan, ng mga kaluluwa, talagang imperno ang pupuntahan. Destruction ang ibig sabihin ng imperno. Kaya nga ang Revelation 14 verse 8, because she made all nations. Matindi yan kapatid, kaibigan ha, tandaan niyo palagi. All nations. So napakalaman natin sa previous episode na to, anong ibig sabihin ng all nations? Kasi minsan iniisip lang natin Sunday. Hindi natin alam pala. Kaya nga, magugulat ka, bakit ang mga Sabbath, the Jews, the Israelites were destroyed. But they were Sabbath keepers. Saturday keepers sila. They were destroyed. Kaya nga si made the nations all drink of the wine. So ano yung teachings of the wrath of their fornication? Kasi ang object of the subject is fornication. So kailangan mong mainom yan. Ibig sabihin, matanggap mo, ma-integrate mo yan. You allow, you take it. Yung teachings na yan. Kaya ang panawagan ng langit, be separate, come out. Pero ang panawagan ng tao, be one. Christian unity and be apart. So these illustrations that I'm going to share with you, is the church promotion lang. Bakit? Ang church promotion ba ay hindi movement ni Satanas? Please, my friends, let us open our eyes and understand. Satan is an angelic in origin. Si Satanas, kapatid, ay numero 1 sabadista yan. Simula pa noon, sabadista siya. He is a Sabbath keeper. So he knows the strength and the weakness of destroying. Siya din sabi niya, I will be light. Transform as anything. So anong gawin niya? Just promotion talaga siya, kapatid. So yung art of movement niya is humanitarian. Para tulungan tayo. Kaya may kasabihan na nagsasalita. When the fashion of the world becomes the fashion of the church. When the fashion of the church becomes the fashion of the world. That's fornication, my friend. Hindi mo na ma-determine kung what is truth, which is of God and which is of the enemy of God. When the passion of the world becomes the passion of the church. And when the passion of the church becomes the passion of the world. Yung passion ng mundo. Bakit? Lahat ng tao ngayon sa mundo ay talagang religiosity. Nandun na lahat, kapatid. Huwag naman natin i-underestimate yung sincerity ng iba't ibang relihiyon. The faith of other persuasions. They are very honest. When the program of the world becomes the program of the church. When the program of the church becomes the program of the world. That's the finale. The union of the church and state. We need to understand. Yung sinasabi natin Sunday law. Sunday law, kapatid. Pero paano natin mapanatili yung ating faithfulness to the sanctity of God's words? Na ang lahat ay linibre na, education, libre, shelter, health, family, food. Kapatid, wala pang ang Sunday law. Hirap na nga tayo makatayo, kapatid, sa mga bagay na ino-offer ng mundo ngayon. Napakahirap, kapatid, pag wala tayong pag-ibig sa kanyang salita. To be Christ-centered, to be in Christ, we need to take Christ's righteousness. What is right in Christ? What is His word? What is His instructions? Christ's righteousness builds on His instructions, my beloved friend. Because Christ's words is the truth. Wala pang sandilo, kapatid. Wala na, nawawala lang dahil sa edukasyon. Violated na ang Sabbath. Violated na ang mga instructions ng Panginoon. Yung health, hindi mo na alam kung ano ba talaga. Ang health natin, kapatid, you have only to confess and forsake para mawala ka sa mga sakit na yan. Ang shelter, you have to simplify. This world is not our home. Food, go back to the original diet. Family, make it the focus of your life, my friend. Pero ngayon ang mundo, kapatid, wow, Sunday law. Wala pang law ng Sunday, violators na ang mga claimants of the law. So to close our study, my beloved friends, may isang sulat sa Prophets and Kings, page 184, paragraph 2, by Ellen G. White. Thus the world will become mine. Yun ang kanyang ginawa. I will be the ruler of the earth, the prince of the world. I will so control the minds under my power that God's Sabbath shall be a special object of contempt. Yun talaga, kapatid. Kasi sa purpose, hindi mo na malaya, nakabiolate ka na pala. Sige lang, iway pa naman ito. Ako naman ang mag-prayer doon. A sign, I will make thee the observant of the seventh day a sign of disloyalty to the authorities of the earth. Okay lang sana, kapatid, yun kung movement ng Panginoon yun. Na on an afternoon, you share the Word of God in a gathering of people. Pero movement nila yun, kapatid. Can we not proclaim in some other venue? Can we not proclaim? As a matter of fact, your life alone is the greatest message of the story of redemption. Your life alone, standing for Christ. Sipin mo, you are secured in God's love. Kaya dito, human laws will be made so stringent that men and women will not dare to observe the Sabbath. Ano yun? Human laws. Marami na, matagal na, kapatid. Tingnan mo yung mga policy na ginagawa ng mga programs. Tingnan mo yung mga policy na yan, mga activities na yan. Hindi mo na malayan yan pala, activities na yan. Hinatid ka na makabiolate ka ng Sabbath, kapatid. For fear of wanting food and clothing, they will join with the world in transgressing God's law. The earth will be wholly under my dominion. Napakalinaw dito, kapatid. So, ang focus na talaga ni Lucifer, yung loyalty natin sa Panginoon. Yung faith factor ng tao, kapatid. Yan ang object of the great controversy. Na instead, we can have the character fit for heaven, Christ's righteousness, our obedience to Him. Instead na yan ang ating fokusan, kapatid. Christ's righteousness. Yung Christ faith in us. Sinasabi, the faith in us. Natayuan natin yung katotohanan niya. Tayuan natin at tindigan natin yung instruction niya. Ibig sabihin, yung karakter na sumusunod sa kanyang instruction. Kailangan ng instruction kasi we are pilgrims and moving to that direction. Mayroon tayong pupuntahan na kailangan natin ng instruction ng may-ari, ng creator, ng designer ng redemption na yan. Siya ang nag-design ng redemption. So siya ang guide natin, kapatid, na sa redemption na yan, dapat tayong nakatayo dyan, nakalakad ayon sa kanyang instruction. Kasi sinabi ni Christ sa Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and another. This verse is exactly the principles that we need to hold on right now. Because the enemy is going to integrate us, to fornicate us, to defile us, so we could not be a witness of the instruction that He is coming, that even at the door, my beloved friends. Therefore I say unto you, Matthew 6:25, take no thought for your life. Isipin natin yung para kay Kristo na gumagawa para sa ating kaya. What you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body, but you shall put on. What you shall put on. Minsan, isipin mo ang verse na yan, exactly the opposite of what we are in our heart and mind. Gumagawa tayo kung ano itong kakainin, kung ano ang ating mga damit, kung ano ang ating bahay. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment. Kaya talaga, si sulat ni Ellen G. White sa Great Controversy, 1888 pa. Page 588, paragraph 2. Satan himself is converted after the modern order of things. Si Satanas mismo na-converted siya sa kanyang mga ginagawa. Grabe! Convertido siya kasi very effective, very scientific. Pero tutuusin naman natin kapatid, sinabi ni Kristo, binulag lang niya tayo. Kasi it is written, nasulat na ang galaw ni Satanas. Nasulat na ang galaw ng mundo, kapatid. It is written, this is the word, the lamp, and the lamp. Kaya sinabi ng libro, he will appear in the character of an angel of light. Through the agency of spiritualism. So yung agency of spiritualism talks about spirit, talks about religiosity, spiritual formation, spiritual maturity. Kaya dito, gumagalaw ang kanyang miracles will be wrong. Kasi metaphysical ang tawag niya. Metaphysical. The sick will be healed. And many undeniable wonders will be performed. Wonders! Grabe! 2,000 years hindi nangyari, pero ngayon nangyari na. And as the spirits will profess faith in the Bible, ito ang matindi, kapatid, ha? Faith, they will believe in the Bible. And manifest respect for the institutions of the church. Ibig sabihin, church-related, irrespeto. Saan yung isip natin? Lalabas ang Church of Satan, lalabas ito, tapos the 666. Manifest respect for the institutions of the church. Saan yung sinasabi ng karamihan sa napakalipas na panahon? Isahin na lang ang religion. Ellen G. White is very clear on the statement. Hindi totoo yan. Conspiracy theory yan. Eh minsan, maraming nagdi-discuss ng end time, Jesuits, Illuminati. That's not the message of the Bible, my friend. That's not how the way. That's not how the approach. Let the Bible speaks by itself, my beloved friends. Let us grow in grace, in the knowledge of the Lord. Yung knowledge ng Panginoon, na sinasabi niya na ito ang mangyari. Kapatid. Pero titingnan mo ang ginawa ng kaaway niya. Angel of light siya. So paano mo i-proclaim? Paano mo i-differentiate yan? Isipin mo, the Spirit will profess faith in the Bible. Kasi the deception runs in the fibers of truth. Faith in the Bible. Yun ang ending na. And manifest respect for the institutions of the church. Their work will be accepted as a manifestation of divine power. So in this last page of the story of redemption, the final issue of deception are the activities and programs of peace initiative, conversion, or human development. My beloved friends, let us be honest with ourselves. Without God's word, the program of Millennial Development Goal is the science of human undertakings. So noble. So logical, my friend. If not of the story, if not of the blueprint, if not of the plan of redemption in the Bible, I could be one of those. Because the best program, scientifically, is what the world, what humanity is doing right now. But here is the story. There is the blueprint, my friend. Exemplifying that the ending of the story of redemption are programs, projects, of peace initiative, because this is the ending, dynamism of planet Earth. Remember Maranatha 30, paragraph 4. Many of the prophecies are about to be fulfilled in quick succession. Every element of power is about to be set to work. Past history will be repeated. What does it mean past history will be repeated? All controversies will be arose to new life, and peril will beset God's people on every side. Intensity is taking hold of the human family. It is permeating everything upon the earth. Study Revelation in connection with the angel, for history will be repeated. What does it mean? history will be repeated. It is the biblical narrative of Satan's final and art of this destruction. Exactly what he had done at the Garden of Eden is exactly he's going to repeat it. My friends, one book written by Malachi Martin that becomes popular in the 1990s, 1991, when it was published, my friend, the first year alone of its publications spread like a wildfire. And this book, The Keys of This Blood, by Malachi, as a world struggle for world dominion between capitalist West USSR and Pope John Paul. The Keys of This Blood. It becomes, ito ang naging talakayan ng halos lahat ng mga theologians ng ating generations. But 1 year of its publication, binura ito kapatid. Tinanggal ito sa lahat ng National Bookstore. But we secured one according to this book, page 15. The competition is all out because now that it has started, it referring to the Second Vatican, there is no way it can be reversed or called off. No holds are barred. Because once the competition has been decided, the world and all that's in it, our way of life, that's culture, as individuals and as citizens of the nations, our families, our jobs, our trade and commerce, money, our educational systems, exactly, and our religions and our cultures, even the badges of our nation's identity, which most of us have always taken for granted, all will have been powerfully and radically altered forever. No one can be exempted from its effects. No sector of our lives will remain untouched. My beloved friends around the world, we've been radically disconnected to the blueprint of Christ's story of redemption. We need to be radically reconnected to His Word, my beloved friends. The word compromise is equated as Babylon. Babylon is equated as compromise. This is the generic meaning of the word Babylon. In my life, the book written by the same author, Christ did not for an instant seek to purchase peace by a betrayal of sacred trust. Peace could not be made by a compromise of principle, my beloved friends. That's why in 2 Thessalonians, when men shall be shouting for peace, peace, sudden destruction come. My Life 77, paragraph 3, it would be surrendering the peace of Christ in order to make peace or fraternize with the world. You are a peculiar, you're distinct. I have called you out and this very special time for my coming, closing movement. You have a special work to do. Just simply proclaim, be a witness of my coming. Do not overrun the program of God. Minsan, iniisip natin, para kakapatid, the sacrifice is too costly to be made by the children to make peace with the world by giving up the principles of truth. Many times, we justify our compromises by telling that I have to reach them. Then let the followers of Christ settle it in their minds that they will never compromise truth, never yield one iota of principle for the favor of the world. Let them hold on to the peace of Christ. What a prophetic injunction for each of us. Not an iota of principle. Jesus prayed that His followers might be one. But we are not to sacrifice the truth in order to secure this union. For we are to be sanctified through the truth. Here is the foundation of all true peace. Human wisdom would change all this. So it is a contrast between human wisdom and the divine wisdom. Pronouncing this basis too narrow. Men would try to effect unity through concession to popular opinion, to compromise with the world, a sacrifice of vital godliness. But, here is the statement. Truth is God's basis for the unity of His people. The world, binaliktad lang ito kapatid. Ang dulo, unity, linagay sa una. Unity is the basis of truth. Simple lang. Sa Panginoon, truth is the basis of unity. Ang mundo, binaliktad, unity is the basis of truth. So crucial, my beloved friends. So to close, I just give you one example. Just to illustrate this one last final chance message of Daniel 8:25 at the river intended for the last generations. Ito isang barko, kapatid, na fishing boat. Pag nasa tabi lang sila sa kanilang anchoring part, makikita mo yung mga bitag nila, yung mga net na yan. Pero pag pumunta na yan doon sa gitna ng dagat, hindi mo na makikita yung mga bitag dyan, kapatid. Tapos sa modern technology, sa mga fishing, kapatid, ay madaling silang makahuli ng isda, kapatid. Kasi gumagamit sila ng deep sea power line. Ang liwanag. Pag liwanag, lalapit ang mga isda, kapatid. Sa gitna ng kadiliman, sa liwanag na lalapit ang mga isda. At ang mga fisherman ay push button na lang sila. Hindi na malaya ng mga isda na nasa loob na pala sila ng bitag. Tapos unti itong iangat sa kanilang hydraulic na pagpaangat ng hydraulic power, aangat yung tali. Kasi mga barko yan eh. Deep sea power lines ang tawag. Pero sa takbo ng panahon, hindi na nila, kunti na lang ang mahuhuli ng mga mangingisda sa mga barko. Kasi ang mga isda, kahit ganyan ang utak nila, makadetermine din sila kung yun ay bitag. Many times, hindi na sila, pag nakakita ng ilaw, at sa kanilang pag nakakita sila ng wire sa ilaw, kapatid, maramdaman nila na, wala. Ang lolo natin, nahuli na dyan. Ang mga pinsan natin, nahuhuli na dyan sa bitag na yan. Kasi nakikita ng isda, yung wire na pinanggalingan ng ilaw, kapatid. So wala na talaga silang mahuli. Kunti na lang. Lugi, kapatid. Pero ang ginamit ng science, gumamit sila the new invincible power line. Walang wire, kapatid. Walang wire. Lumulutang sila on a certain temperature, on a certain height, napakalakas na liwanag. And according to science, case of blue Neptunus, the bluefin has proved to be no match for a high-tech fishing industry. High-tech na rin si Satanas, kapatid. Hindi mo makikita, kapatid, ang wire, kapatid. Because you cannot see principles and policies. So the world, kaya nga, policy for life, great signs and wonders, the wine teachings for life, for peace and prosperity. Who is Christ? Who is Christ? The Prince of Peace. It is the Prince of Peace. Ano pala ang movement ng peace and prosperity? Kaya hindi tayo magtaka, bakit sinabi talaga dito ng libro ng 588 paragraph 3 Great Controversy. Baptist, Protestant, worldly, will alike accept the form of godliness, for they will see in this union a grand movement for the conversion of the world and the ushering in of the long-expected millennium. The movement of peace and prosperity for this millennial goal, my friend, is exactly what the Bible is telling us. Christ's closing prescription at the river Olai, at the river Ezekiel, all humanity is embracing now because He is the benefactor of the human race. The program of new millennium, new humanity, because of the rerum novarum, exactly opposing what Christ has been giving us, the instructions, the river, the mount, and the island. 2 Peter 1:12, wherefore I will not be neglected to put you always in remembrance of these things. Kasi isinulat, though you know them, but be established in the way. He is telling us, He is inspiring us to be established in the present truth because His truth stands by itself. Christ's words will stand by itself. We need to put Christ first in everything. In all our decisions, let Christ's truth be the standing point of our decision making. Because He's been telling us of this planet. The next episode that we are going to share with you is the topic of the GPS, the Global Positioning Statement. Please like, subscribe, And share this to your family and friends for one last chance. Napanghawakan natin si Kristo lang. Kahit anuman ang ating reliyon na sinasariban, na that we belong. Ang importante sa atin, hawak natin ang kanyang huling prescription. Christ's closing instruction. So my beloved friends around the world, just like and share to your friends. Subscribe to the Radical Reconnection because we need to be radically reconnected to the Word of God, the Bible. God bless us today.